It's the February wrap-up here on Screen Blast. I am one of your hosts, joined alongside the man, the myth, the legend, the hat man, the bucket hat himself, the Biscuit. Biscuits. How many nicknames could I have tossed in there?
I don't know. He said the Biscuits, the hat man, the fucking guy.
Yeah. Of course, I'm Bryan the Baltimorean. Find me here as well. Find me at Bryan the Baltimorean on Instagram.
Bitch man to bitch-morean. The four-legged female dog-oriented.
Don't talk about yourself that way, Mark. Today we'll be talking about
when did you change your name to yourself?
Movies. And what's fun is, of
you
course,
self-loathing.
we've got a major we've got a major lineup to talk about here. Well, not too big this time in comparison to some of our larger wrap-ups from later in last year, but it's a cool assortment of things. Mark, a few things happened in February that were pretty cool. The Chiefs lost the Super Bowl to the Eagles. That was fun to see the Chiefs lose.
What a bunch of losers. I don't know anything about fucking sports.
No. I had to throw that in there just so that, got to keep, that happened in February, Other stuff happened in February. A lot of plane issues happened in February. You took a trip in February, but you were...
Oh, yeah. And, my plane was experiencing a lot of turbulence.
Yeah.
Yeah, didn't my roommate tell you this? Yeah, my roommate told you this.
That's right.
I was falling asleep through that.
Yeah, you were fine. They would have found you chilling with like Red Bull gives you wings. Like you would have been chill. Like if they found you after the incident, you'd be fine.
I mean, I don't mean to get dark, but I remember the 9/11 documentary. Apparently there was a man who he was sitting in a chair and he was riding all the he was on one of the high floors and he was riding all the way down. And I was that would have been me. I would as the towers fall, I would have been in the building higher up and just rode it sat in the chair all the way down.
Yeah, yeah. It's he said he felt. It's so weird how many floors he was able to make it down to. But he was in a pocket of safety, of safe air or whatever, because everything else was falling around him. So he just got the lucky mushroom, I mean, everyone else did not. So, getting off of 9/11 discussions, here on the February wrap-up,
we'll get back to it.
We've got today 7 different things we're going to cover, and Mark, one of the cool things that we talked about at certain points was we're going to probably get this oversaturation points. The alarm deserves respect, guys. You gotta pause whenever it's moving. But
so it is confirmed because I was wondering if there's a cart for each hour, and that was 3. I remember it was 7 p.m. It was going on for a while. It was brang, brang, brang,
oh, it keeps going.
Yeah, it goes.
Wait, what is 11 o'clock then? Is it
I don't know. I think it just I think it just switches to characters.
Okay, all right. I was I couldn't handle 11 o'clock.
Well, Screen Blast at night.
I'll be honest. You might as well just play a whole fucking Mario Kart online match at that point at 11 o'clock if you're gonna go through every single character sound.
Dude, we're probably going to live stream Mario Kart 9 when that comes out.
Yeah, then Nintendo will take it down. But I'm up for it.
But... I'm on Twitch.
Yeah. All right. Fuck it. Let's do it. We talked about oversaturation. It's gonna happen just like 2023. We already have our first point of oversaturation this month. We'll talk about that when we get to Love Hurts. So let's get into our first movie of the month. Came out on...
Oh yeah, you didn't see Love Hurts yet.
You didn't see Love Hurts?
No, I was talking about you.
No, that was the last movie of the last... Yesterday, that was the last one that I had to see. And then I was good to go.
Oh, you already saw it?
Yeah.
Oh, I was thinking, why isn't it in the lineup?
Oh, because there's only so much... I use 6 of these. I use 6 slots every time. And I chose the ones that were slightly more valuable. I think Paddington as a character is kind of... I like Ke Huy Quan, but Paddington, he's a chill bear,
Alright, what's this start? I was going to get into a discussion about Paddington. We're I gotta wait till we get to Paddington.
We'll start. February 2nd was the release of Hard Eyes. By the way, I should give you the heads up. Spoiler alert for any movie going into the future of this discussion. All right.
So what we're saying is, folks, if you haven't seen any of these movies, don't watch any of them. Just come to us, and then after you've seen, just come to us and listen to our review, and then go see the movie, and then watch it again, so you have a better context of what we're talking about.
By the way, we're coming from the blazing hot K9 Biscuits broadcast studio, and that alarm reminds us.
I burnt 2 toaster strudels. I put them in the timer oven.
Yeah.
It's still a very safe oven, but like it was in a timer oven before I went upstairs. So I was like, I'm gonna make I felt in the mood for some toaster strudels, and then we just started conversating. And I forgot all about them. And there wasn't a fire or anything, but the fire it was just smoke. The smoke detector is right above the toaster oven. So the moment it starts smoking a little bit, cause it's like the amount of smoke you get when you burn popcorn in a microwave, which everyone does because those popcorn buttons are not trustworthy.
No,
they lie to you.
They'll just keep on going.
Yeah, they those are lies. Mm-hmm. Those fucking popcorn buttons. You have to watch it yourself. But like, it's just about the same amount of smoke you get from burnt popcorn.
That's a good tip, by the way, for all of our audience that likes popcorn, watching it at home. If you want to watch any of these movies at home, listen to Mark's tips here for popcorn. And again,
that's a common thing. Also, everyone learns the hard way too. Everyone learns the hard way.
Yeah.
Popcorn buttons a fucking lie. I don't know what. My way should just stop having popcorn buttons because their estimates are false.
I still heat my popcorn the old way. I just let it sit in the sun, and then it will slowly become, popcorn.
Get bacteria.
Yeah, yum yum. First movie came out on the 7th of February.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy V-Day.
Don't get killed, all right. What was?
Why would he say that?
And that is Hard Eyes. Now, Hard Eyes it's a rom-com slasher. This was directed by Josh Rubin. This guy is well known for his work on hundreds of sketches from College Humor. This was back in those days on YouTube where College Humor ruled the sketch comedy era. He directed the horror comedy Werewolf Within before this, and he basically had his own sort of launch pad where he had this written, directed, produced. He did it all in the 2020 comedy horror Scare Me. So this is his genre. This was written by Philip Murphy, Christopher Landon, and Michael Kennedy. It stars Olivia Holt as Allie, Mason Gooding as Jay, Gigi Zabondo, Devin Sava, Jordania Brewster, and Yosan Ann, along with a couple other people. Rated R, budget of $18 million, runtime of an hour, 30 minutes, and add 7 minutes on top of that. Sorry, hour 37 minutes. Hard Eyes. Mark, this movie. Let's get into it again. Spoiler warning. What did you? I like the design. First off, mask. Love the mask design. Not that we haven't seen the sort of skin mask before, but that's a great look.
I often skip horror movies unless I get a good word of mouth because I don't really just care for dark writing. I don't really care for just people getting killed for the sake of being killed. And that's why I often stay away from the fucking Terrifier movies because I hear they're just there for people who are just into that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
It's just gore. It's just slow gore for the sake of slow gore, and it's I get people who enjoy that stuff are just are really happy with it. I'm someone who doesn't really care for it, and I don't need to see it unless it has substance to it. Also, Substance is a really good, is a really good movie. Going off subject. But,
go see Substance. There yes. You go. Yeah.
But come on, camera, you got this.
Are you trying to? Did it try to focus just now? Is that what happened? No,
it always focuses randomly.
It does.
But so this one I got a good word of mouth. And I like when horror movies have an iconic thing to them. So I think it'll open itself up for parody in the future too. Oh yeah, absolutely. But I like that we're this is a horror rom-com, pretty much. And this was really a fun one.
It was a fun time. It was a funny time. You had you connect with these characters a little bit as they're trying to figure themselves out in terms of what they like, how they like themselves, if they like themselves, and the chemistry. I think. Honestly, I like the chemistry between the two main characters that are supposed to fall in love with each other.
Oh yeah.
But I like the chemistry and dialogue between the main character and her friend more in the beginning because they had some great chemistry. In the beginning of the movie when they're talking to each other and just having a good time. Sometimes you'll have female friends in movies that sound they'll have generic ass dialogue, doesn't sound genuine, all that stuff, blah blah blah. You move on to the main point of the movie and then that flows past it. But her friend, I'm trying to find the actress here, Gigi Zabondo, she was very fun alongside the main character, Olivia Holt's character. They just had great chemistry there. So anytime they were on screen together, they would bounce off each other well. They had great jokes that landed. We had a good time. And then you get to the actual romance part, and it's all right, that's cool.
My only thing is, the third act, when they were trying to reveal the twist, it was a bit messy.
Oh, the third act I think is the worst because I thought you could have ended it. I didn't need I'm going to be honest. I didn't even need a reveal. I was happy with the end.
I was hoping
like,
it was going to be some crazy guy, honestly.
Yeah, I just wanted it to end because, I was fine with like the idea of, all right, like,
well, because also
they did it, it's over. Because the movie feels like it's already ending.
The reveal doesn't really mean anything.
No, because these are two characters that are kind of irrelevant. Like,
but
you know,
the thing is, they were switching between shifts.
That kind of lowers it for me too.
Yeah.
I don't like the idea that you had different characters in the mask if they weren't just all crazy. Like they were crazy, but I wanted just one core guy. You know?
Yeah, and like also but other than that, I do really like the slasher scenes themselves.
Oh,
and, like,
those are fun.
They are really well shot.
Yes, this is this director's genre.
My favorite scene is the drive-in theater. Like that's a really good like scene.
You can tell that was the crescendo point. That's where they really wanted to show off we're gonna have people get freaked out, like the tone of it changing slowly between people and how it reacted, and then you had them trying to hide from each other, hide from the Hard Eyes Killer, inside these two lovers' van, and they're making out and they're doing it, fucking stupidly hilarious. But yeah, like
I was waiting for the scene from SpongeBob where they shine a light on the guy kissing his pillow. He was like, "Hey, man." Do you remember what I'm talking? You remember the scene I'm talking about?
You said which one?
In SpongeBob, it was the fish kissing his pillow.
Was that the one? It's not what it looks like.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. I took a couple of notes on this one here. I think again, I think that the core thing though is this movie. I think grades a little bit lower because again, their purpose was clear. You don't need to reveal the villain. Like the purpose is clear. Like clearly, like I don't like the idea that they were just getting horny off of the fear that people couples got from the death. I prefer the idea that, but this isn't my movie. But I prefer the idea that the Hard Eyes Killer was going after it because he hates couples. Just that in general.
Yeah.
There were a couple of editing notes that I noticed where like they clearly kind of didn't know where to put scenes, especially in the beginning, because you have the detectives in the beginning. News announcers talk about the killer being in Seattle. That's already announced. It's there. And then about 10 minutes later, you have detectives that the detectives are talking about the Hard Eyes Killer is in Seattle, as if that wasn't already news from however many days ago the news reported about the Hard Eyes Killer killing in Seattle. So it's like as if the pacing, as if like just, you have certain scenes, you want to get these characters in those scenes being shown. And obviously, one character was supposed to be probably saying something earlier and it just got pushed a little bit. There was a moment at the end, again, this is a rom-com, you're not really supposed to look at this that seriously, but I will say the one thing, there was the main male villain, he said the chemistry between the two was undeniable, and he said that there was a moment, the first kiss was the moment, but that was like the most unchemistry moment of the entire movie between those two. Like, I was like, what do you mean that's the moment that you thought they had chemistry? Like, they didn't have chemistry in that moment. That was chaos. What are you talking about? Like, maybe their chaos was supposed to be the chemistry, but I thought you would show the progression of them becoming more charismatic toward each other. And that would be how it proves that they were more, they had the chemistry together. But, whatever. They are crazy. They're crazy people, so whatever. Last thing for me, they did do the thing where, obviously, the Hard Eyes Killer is still alive. But it would have been great if you just killed off, because like they held for a while on they're in a convertible at the drive-in again, and I thought what was going to happen was you were going to kill that couple, and then it would just start over again in the new movie. Like it would just be like, all right, new couple.
No, the Hard Eyes Killer's dead. The cliffhanger was a joke. It was a fake out.
That was a fake out.
Yeah, because remember it turns out her friend was on the phone.
Oh fuck, that's right, her friend.
Yeah.
Yeah. My bad.
It's done.
Yeah, it's.
I like that.
I like that, but it would have been fucking. I think it would have been, if you're going for the slasher part, I would have loved if they're sitting there, they're happy with each other, they are satisfied, they're in a relationship, and then the Hard Eyes Killer does that, boom, and then it's like, all right, next time we see another Hard Eyes movie, he's going after a different couple. Like that's where I would.
No, that's just mean.
You know, that's
it's mean spirit.
I
like the ending we got.
That's slasher. That's what are you talking about?
You're
Slasher.
sick.
Yeah.
For someone who doesn't watch less horror movies than me, you fucking want the sick ending. I like that because also it parodies other horror movies. It's like, oh no, the threat's still out there. Oh no, it's not. It's a joke. Like yeah.
A little too extreme on my end. I see.
Yeah, I watch horror movies for good cinema. I don't watch it because I'm fucking sick. Maybe you should go watch. Okay, when Terrifier.
We'll talk about the monkey later. All right.
When Terrifier 4 comes out, you should I'm
not.
What,
no.
You're the one. You're gonna be. You're gonna be our reviewer for that one.
I'm just saying, like, does that not sound like, because the Hard Eyes Killers, it seemed like that would have been the purpose. Is, all right, you get it done, someone else, somehow, some way, you want to make money off this franchise. You want to make a franchise out of this, right? So, boom, you just kill them in the end, you start over, and then it keeps going.
I mean, you can just make another killer. It's like, just, you don't have to cliffhang it. You can just assume, like, hey, another killer's singing on the Hard Eyes, and that's it.
Good point. They're gonna make a sequel.
I like the ending they had. It was nice.
Yeah. We're good?
Yeah. Well, what is your preference with horror movies?
What
is your preference with horror movies?
I have no preference. I just go and watch.
Oh, okay.
Remember, Mark. I'm trying to dip my toes further in, because last year, remember, I had watched like 3 of these. Now I'm getting in early. You know what I mean?
You said, well, I described you to Substance. You was like, this is not for me.
Yes. Is this closer to the Substance? Is this what I...
No!
Exactly, that's what
Substance
I'm saying.
is very body
so
horror.
we're gonna talk the monkey later. The monkey is obviously closer to the Substance than this is, correct?
No.
In terms of goriness.
No.
No?
No.
So Substance is even more so, correct?
Yes.
Yes, so there's a limit to how far I'll go. But I'll go into this far, right? Like this, and then like the monkey.
But there's the thing is, it's I don't care for goriness for sake of goriness. That's why I don't care to watch the Terrifier movies, if that's what it is.
Okay.
Well, I didn't know what the Substance was going in either. But also, like, it's just good cinema. Because the body horror of it is the body horror, like adds.
The Academy thought that Honora was good cinema. What are you talking about? Not Substance.
Yeah, we went for good makeup.
It did went for good makeup. Good on it. Good on it.
Fuck yeah.
But go ahead.
How many awards if won, bitch?
It probably won a Razzie.
But yeah, no, the body horror has a purpose.
Okay. So. Okay. All right. Kick ass. Hard Eyes came out on the 7th. Probably out on digital now. You can probably rent it.
You want the old me? You got him. It's about damn time. Sorry, brother. Love hurts.
Talking another movie that came out on the 7th. This was Love Hurts. This is the action comedy film directed by Jonathan Esposito. It was written by Matthew Murray, Josh Stoddard, Luke Passmore. Stars Ki Huy Kwan. This is his vehicle into stardom as Marvin Gable, Ariana DeBose, Daniel Wu, Marshawn Lynch, Mustafa Shakir, and Leo Tipton. This had, by the way, an incredibly fast development schedule. This was announced in January of 2024. It began filming in April. They finished filming in May of 2024, and now it's out in February. I wish Marvel had that timeline so that we could actually get a couple more movies before Avengers, but that's not going to work.
Well, I would say they can take their time as long as it's worth it. It's not worth it.
It's not. This is rated R, budget of $18 million, runtime, shortest of our list of movies here, 83 minutes, release date. Obviously, I already said the release date. So, Mark, I think we all obviously saw this movie early on and thought, okay, this is in the trailers and thought, good, because we love this guy.
Yeah, Ki Kwan is cool, and they just gave him his character. He's
been typecast.
Well, yeah, most actors nowadays is like they expect because like the actor, like I mentioned before, the actor who plays Huey on The Boys, he's just Huey in The Companion, and he's Huey in Novocaine.
That's true, but it's like, I think what I noted, the thing about this was that the movie leaned significantly hard into close combat sequences in the trailers, marketing. Close combat, and what did I say?
Because he's the exact same character from Everything Everywhere. Yes.
But close combat, that's really what this movie was marketed with. And the romance angle. That's the kind of thing. And unfortunately, we're kind of we're dealing with a story that tethers the sequences together that is not great. Like, I thought this story...
I don't think this story's good at all.
Collapses. That's what I mean. Like, this story collapses the hard work that they put into the choreography and the sequences. The story collapses all of it because it's so good. All these sequences are great. This is going to make for...
I think they're fine.
But this is going to make for some great YouTube clips. Obviously, it's not like it's not John Wick. It's not John Wick all the way. It's not like that. But they do a really good job, especially when you compare to like Captain America, who we talked about earlier.
I think a couple of those action scenes are fun. It doesn't really help the entire movie out because like this general story is bad. It doesn't really make much sense. Because so there's really no substance to these really characters.
You want me to give you a synopsis here?
Sure.
Psycho bitch forces a man that was broken and had mentally moved on to go back to...
Is that the actual synopsis?
That's my synopsis.
Okay.
Let me finish. Psycho bitch forces a man that was broken and had mentally moved on to go back to his old self. Yeah, that's pretty much the movie. Yeah. That's what I think this movie is. Because again, he's like the whole movie keeps going back to the theme of hiding ain't living, but he's not hiding, and he was a big deal. They kept talking like he was like dog shit. But he's making good on his life. Like he's got a good community around him. He's got a boss that he's found like great camaraderie with, and
I like the movie starts like he's super friendly. He's giving cookies to everybody. He's doing fine.
He's a great guy. It's like what the fuck are you? You are deconstructing this. What the fuck are we doing?
Well, also, like I don't get the idea of like when he's like monologuing about her inside of her head. It's like she's out of my league, but why would she want somebody like me? And it's like, why are you guys trying to? Why are you thinking about going after her? Because she's trying to turn you into something you don't want. Like,
but also that doesn't feel like what his internal dialogue doesn't seem like what his character is, because he's confident in what he's actually doing.
Yes.
And he's confident whether he was doing the action shit or he was doing the home realty shit. He was confident in that. It feels like he's confident, and maybe you can have insecurity about women, sure, but it didn't connect with the character that we're watching.
And there's like a subplot where like these with these two mooks, one of them were like
Mustafa Shakir as the Raven, and then you had Leo Tipton as Ashley. That's the office worker and the Raven. I think he should, by the way, be in some more movies. That guy had presence anytime we were on screen.
I was talking about the other two mooks.
Marshawn Lynch and the other guy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like there was a subplot where one of them like they were trying to get back with their wife, and it was Valentine's Day.
Yeah, none of these threads are... It's sadly almost has as bad of character threads as, like, Red 1. Where, like, these threads are so... They're here, but they're not. And they're so irrelevant. But they're here for the sequences. They're here for the action sequences. But then after that, like, you want to give them story, but the story doesn't do anything with them, really.
I even know what some of the script is bad too. Is like even like the casting is good. Like Marshawn Lynch.
Marshawn Lynch.
Marshawn Lynch. Marshawn Lynch.
The Leech.
He has like a lot of charisma. His lines are funny.
Dude, he's an iconic football player, and this guy has done great in acting. It's awesome.
Because I like that scene when they're like trying to beat him up in the kitchen.
Yeah.
And he's really, because his dialogue and his mannerisms, he's just really funny in that scene.
No, it's fun because there's one moment where he's trying to charge at him, and then like what is it? What's his name? Ki Hui Kwan. He flips out of the way. And he's like, God damn it! Like it's like, but he has again. It's how he moves, how he flows as the character, and how he's just moving around with the action. Like he's using it in a very fun way, and he's doing it very well. But again, they underutilize him here, like they underutilize a lot of the characters. I didn't give a fuck about the thread about the brother. I understand that the brother... I don't even understand this. Like, again, the core point of the movie... his life has to collapse because she didn't want to accept his help. Because if she couldn't accept hiding. And she wasn't really hiding. Or she didn't have to hide, really. She just needed to go away. But that's all. That's all. But that's the whole core of the movie.
Well, I don't even get what's going on with like how she's like she has dirt somehow with these guys, and they're like portraying the boss, and that boss is betraying his boss. I don't know what the fuck is going on.
It got a little too out of.
I don't get what's going on with this organization.
because they didn't build it up enough for me to, because like I'm trying to follow the main character, and then they bring in the two mooks like you said, but then they briefly show the brother, but then they don't show that the other guy is not associated with him, but then later on we learn that they're not all associated.
Well, there's someone who works under him that controls the other two mooks.
Yes.
And he's betraying the boss.
Exactly. There's too many cooks. There's not too many cooks. There are 3 writers on this movie, and it feels like all 3 of them wanted to write a movie within this movie. You get what I mean? Like, we've got the main characters.
Well, it felt like all 3... No, it didn't feel like all 3 were trying to write. It seemed like all 3 of them were trying to make up stuff on the spot. And, like, I'll add this in. It's like, okay, well, I'll add this in. Or, I guess I'll put in my 2 cents. Here we go.
Yeah, because they all clash, right? Like at the end of the movie, I don't feel good about the fact that he's now an asshole. Like, because his life has collapsed. I don't am I supposed to what?
And his rival, his real estate rival, just
by the way,
just dies and doesn't deserve.
By the way, real estate rival is a cameo from he's an HGTV guy from Property Brothers. Which, when I noticed...
Yeah, Drew Scott.
Funny as fuck that he actually... Because he was kicking ass for a couple seconds.
Yes.
But I thought we were going to get a buddy cop...
I want more of him.
Dude, I thought we were going to get a buddy cop moment. I thought we were going to get oh shit, he's going to start kicking ass a little bit alongside our main guy. But he just dies.
But yeah, that wasn't really a fun cameo because it just that's one of those cameos that kind of like fucking Doctor Strange 2. It's like it kind of heightens your expectations. It kind of heightens your expectations because they're gonna be in the movie now. Okay, they're in the movie. Nice, and then they die.
And then they die. Professor X, thanks for Oh. Yeah.
No, but the worst one of Doctor Strange 2 is Mr. Fantastic because he doesn't.
Oh yeah.
Because you don't even see because even in your brain you're like, okay, I know this is fake. This is like a fake Mr. Fantastic, but at least I get to see some Fantastic Four action before we get the actual Fantastic Four. He does.
You get to see it, but she stretches him.
No. He stretches his arm a little bit, and then immediately after that he dies. That's it. That's the extent. I'm gonna see some Mr. Fantastic because I was curious how they're gonna do them Fantastic, Mr. Fantastic CG, and he was just and then he dies.
That's it. I just don't. I think the movie just you have to understand that I don't like number one. By the way, the overconfident office chick also just kept getting. You've got to kind of you're supposed to accept it because of love, but she, especially at that house sequence, it's why are you in the way? Why do you keep getting in the way? It's not even fun. I don't know if that was supposed to be funny or not, but she kept butting in a way that's not. There's no purpose. There's no purpose for you to even be here butting in. The only I get it, you love him, but that whole sequence, you can back off and still love him. You stepping in when you see this much violence is crazy.
I don't really care for her subplot because the subplot I was hoping for, because I thought the movie where it was going was I feel like she wasn't gonna be a love interest, but I was hoping okay, these are 2 workers that are gonna warm up to each other by the end.
Yeah.
And it's we don't get that. She's just in love, and it's that's her subplot.
No, but what's weird is not only are they in love, but also she just neuters the cool ass Black Panther villain.
Yeah.
I don't know what else to call him, but he I'll be honest again. Put this guy in. I don't know. I don't want to just say because he's a black guy, put him in Black Panther. But goddamn, he has presence.
Put him in Black Panther.
And he's bald. I don't give a fuck. Just put him in Black Panther because this guy is cool as shit. You know what I mean? He's just cool.
Stuff is cool. What the fuck is he in? Is he?
No. So here's what. So I looked it up. He has mostly been in a number of smaller TV films, smaller movies.
Oh, guys in Cowboy Bebop. Fuck, I forgot.
Cowboy Bebop as well on Netflix.
He was good in Luke Cage. Now I remember him.
That's where he was, Luke Cage. So
he was in Luke Cage season 2.
Was he a villain?
Villain, yep.
Okay.
Was he good?
He was good?
Yeah.
I haven't seen it, so I'm glad you know. All right, cool. Again, shout out to the choreography in this movie.
Yeah, he should be. He should be in Black Panther 2. Fuck, make him a new Black Panther.
Yeah.
3. No, 2 is not canon. That's a new Black Panther 2.
Or if you're gonna do one of those things where you have an alternate universe Black Panther, just fucking make him.
And make that the new universe.
The end. Yeah.
make the new Marvel MCU we follow after that.
That's why I don't understand. Brief tangent. I don't understand why people are saying don't recast Chadwick. It's no, it's the character. It's the fucking superhero. It's not Chadwick Boseman. That's how you know, by the way, most of these people.
Well, the mantle gets passed on to comics anyway.
Right, but that's how you know most of these people don't. Number one, they don't watch the MCU. Number two, they don't read comics. Number three, they don't read at all. Because motherfucker, the Black Panther, it's not just one role. Like it moves down. What the fuck are you talking about? Like that, I never understood.
They're setting up that little kid to be the next Black Panther, which I don't know what kind of time fuckery.
Dude, we're not gonna see that until 2040. Like what?
Well, they're probably gonna do some time fuckery. Like he's from the fucking.
He's from the future, and he comes back, and he's the Black Panther.
He's gonna be there to stay now. Or there's some machine that makes him age faster.
What if
he accidentally goes to the quantum? He accidentally gets sucked
don't
to
even
the quantum
bring up
realm.
the quantum. Oh,
Quantumania 2, baby.
They don't even call it Ant-Man Quantum. They just call it Quantumania 2. Like it's not even attached to Ant-Man. Oh my god. Yeah, but I thought again, like, it's a messy movie, and it just kind of it stumbles because of that mess, and it ruins potentially a great vehicle for this guy. I think again, it doesn't help, like you had mentioned earlier, Mark, that he's basically playing the same character again. Like, there's only so many times where it's like, yeah, we know. You did a great job in Everything Everywhere All at Once. We love that. But, like how many fucking times? Like, you know? Like...
Yeah, first disappointment of the month, because I was looking forward to this movie.
Yeah.
I say first disappointment, because I saw this before Ken.
Gotcha.
And this is also a Valentine's Day movie. Like, yeah, it
came out on the 7th. That's why I was confused about it when we talked about it at the beginning of the month. Of February.
Came out the week before Valentine's.
Because I was like, why is it... Shouldn't it be coming out? And then you're like, no. It comes out this week. I was like, okay, fuck. That's
well, yeah, it should come out, like, the other two big behemoths are
Love
coming out.
Hurts and Hard Eyes. Both.
Yeah.
7.
Two big behemoths were coming out the next week anyway, which is Paddington and fucking Cap.
And we're talking about Paddington coming up next.
I'm coming on, Lucy!
That picture in that fucking... in that circle.
What, you don't like it?
No, it just looks funny.
It's baby Paddington.
It's baby Paddington?
It's baby Paddington.
Okay, it's just like, the way it really fixed it to a circle, it's like a keychain.
It's a little too symmetrical. It's
yeah.
I feel you. Yeah.
You got an eBay notification, my boy.
Hey, you know what that sound is. Booyah. Nice.
You got the highest bid on the newest dildo.
Oh, fuck. $500. Paddington. So, we're getting out of, finally, the love genre, even though this came out on Valentine's Day. This is an adventure film. This was directed by Dougal Wilson. This, by the way, is a new director for the Paddington franchise. Paul King had directed both 1 and 2. Wilson had directed dozens of music videos, but this is his first big movie feature debut, Dougal Wilson. This was screenwritten by 3 different people. These are all new screenwriters to the franchise. I have not seen Paddington, by the way, 1 or 2, so I wouldn't know if there's a sense of change. But we'll talk about that in a sec. This stars Ben Whishaw as Paddington.
News to me.
This stars Ben Whishaw as Paddington, Hugh Bonneville, Emily Mortimer, Madeline Harris, Samuel Jocelyn, Antonio Banderas, Olivia Colman, and had a release date again of February 14th. Interesting thing about the February 14th release date, that was literally about half a year after its UK release date. So we're getting it very late. Don't know why it came out so much later, but not only was it pushed from its original late January release, but it comes out again well after the original November release for the UK. It's rated PG, budget of $90 million, and runtime of 106 minutes. Mark, Paddington. Did this? What do you think of the franchise?
Okay, so I remember seeing the trailers. Oh, we both saw the trailers. We were like, this looks like some fucking CG shit. Like the same CG, CG meets live action shit we've been seeing.
Oh, the first Paddington.
Yep.
Yeah,
I remember
absolutely.
seeing the trailer to that. It looks fucking my shit.
Yeah.
But I remember seeing the trailer to that, and yeah, it looks like crap. And then I've been hearing so many positive things about it. So by the time the second one was in theaters, I was like, let me watch the first one. And I was like, shit. That was charmful. That was fucking good. And I was like, I gotta see the second one now.
Yeah.
Fuck. That was fucking good. And it's like, yeah, you hear Paddington 2, it's true. Paddington 2 is just probably one of the best follow-ups to a movie. It's a really well made movie. It's so charmful. Both movies are really charmful. They're really great.
Nice.
And okay, so yeah, now it makes more sense that this third one has the new writer because it's not as good as the other two, but it's still charmful. But like, if you enjoyed this one, it's only up from here. It's good you watch this one first then.
Cool. Do you think, by the way, yeah, I thought this was again like. I think what I came across from this was Paddington is just a great character to lead a film. Just he's a very curious character, but he's not stupid. He's like curious. He's curious enough, but he's got also more sass and logic than like Winnie the Pooh, who like nothing to be disrespectful about Winnie the Pooh, but like this guy's like he's more defined as a character. This guy, not to say that Winnie the Pooh isn't defined, but he'll kind of go bumbling off into wherever land. But Paddington will still do that, but he'll have some sense, and then if he gets dissuaded, he'll at least go.
Well, that's because Paddington's the main center. Pooh's shtick is that he bounces off like the rest of the people.
Christopher Robin and Tigger.
Tigger, yeah, that's what's fun about Winnie the Pooh. He wouldn't be much. And he's charming, but he wouldn't be. He's a charming British bear, but he wouldn't be much without the other 100 Acre Wood stuff.
Yes.
100 Acre Wood guys.
Yeah, I wish I grew up with Paddington instead of fucking Winnie the Pooh, because like this guy's.
I have no regrets.
This guy's a.
Pooh's just shit, dude. Because like I'm still trying to debate what's the next.
Well, here's
what Pooh I want for cartoon chat, and it's probably I think my favorite Pooh movie is Pooh 2011. Because that movie is so fucking good.
Well, I'm just saying that because, like, when I saw Paddington 1, I was like, I don't give a fuck about
you
this.
You say you didn't see this Paddington?
No, sorry. When I saw the trailer to Paddington 1, like we talked about, I couldn't give a fuck less. But if I had grown up with Paddington, I'd be like, holy shit, we're getting a fucking Paddington. Like, instead I grew up with Clifford, and then you had to see the trailer to that shitty live-action Red Dog movie.
Okay, yeah, that's like, shit. What's your problem with Pooh?
I'm just saying, like, this bear's cooler. I saw one movie, and I like this bear better.
Are you like so? Well, you're.
I would give up my.
You're worried about the feelings of the Chinese president.
That's the.
They keep making fun of him. Leave him alone.
That is the next movie. We will get to that. All right. No. But yeah, like I enjoyed my time here. This was a lot of fun. It's simple. And again, it's rated PG. You're just, this is Paddington seems like the type of franchise that, again, it's made for kids to enjoy, families to enjoy. Just sit back, enjoy your time. And if, by the way, you're an older person, you're probably going to sleep on this movie, but not because it's bad, because it's just slower pace and it's moving at its own pace, and that's not bad. But it's got enough.
I don't think you're honest. I think it's like there's enough interesting to keep you.
There should be, but I could see some old people but old people sleep through it.
You can say that for any fucking family movie.
It could be fucking Transformers and they'll sleep through it. So
okay, so that's not even a fucking.
You're right. I'm approving your point. All right.
Okay, you better.
Screw you.
Back off.
So one point I want to make. You know what's interesting is Antonio Banderas is in this movie for a little bit, and Antonio Banderas is he's basically playing Puss in Boots' character here.
He's playing the same character from SpongeBob too.
Yes.
He's the exact same character. Too.
Wait, he was in what? He was in SpongeBob too?
SpongeBob, Sponge Out of Water, he was the fucking pirate who was like stealing the Krabby Patty formula.
Holy shit.
With the magic book.
Yeah, I was like, it's interesting that this is, for Antonio Banderas, that's kind of his role that he's kind of been lined into in many ways, because again, in Puss in Boots, it runs the same way. Again, he's just playing a character that's haunted by his past selves, his past ancestors, and they want him to do what they've always done, and there's a tendency, and it's in a negative connotation, and he has to find within himself to change that structure.
Well, like, and SpongeBob too, he's not haunted by anything, but he's just like a crazy thief who's just like who's like after like an innocent main character.
There we go. Well, that sounds familiar.
He's the exact same character from SpongeBob too.
Yeah. So, but again, there's not too much here to talk about. It's just that, again, I like this. This is an adventure film. I like the adventure. I like the fact that they give a little backstory for Paddington. I don't know if Paddington 1 gives the backstory to how Paddington was found and all that stuff, and if there's some whole thing, but I like the fact that, all right, let's go back to the roots. There's a bear kingdom, kind of like Kong Skull Island, basically. Yeah. Well, it's literally like Kong Skull Island, but for bears.
Again, I like this world. I like how cartoon logic everything is. Like there's a retirement home for bears.
Yes.
Just because bears aren't anything special. Bears aren't anything special. It just exists. A retirement home from bears. There's the
managed by the Catholic government.
Yeah, the
Catholic religion.
Yeah, the old lady has like her own side story where she follows an electric cord that's like behind an organ.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's
all
like,
she does is fix electrical issues.
There's like a lot of funny, cartoony, violent, like not violent, cartoony antics.
Yeah, antics that are at times.
Especially when you get to that temple and like there's a giant like pillar that falls in Paddington and he's like perfectly fine because he falls in the hole.
Because he falls in the hole. Yes.
Yeah.
That was a callback to what's his name, the historic stuntman, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, but
like I love how charmingly cartoony this world is. I love her. I love the nun song in the beginning when she throws up the guitar and then she catches it later.
Yes, absolutely. Again, and in the beginning, I think they have all the characters that Paddington sees. Those are all developments from prior movies, right? That's acknowledging.
Yep.
That's cool. I like that.
Very much a close sequel.
I like that. It's like, here's a check-in on the characters that you last saw, and then Paddington's now going on a new adventure. I did, by the way, at the end, though, I found it funny because how cartoonish is this world if a bunch of fucking bears started running down the street looking at things in London and how freaked out would people fucking be? Because I'd be fine with Paddington. Paddington's pretty chill. But his whole fucking family walking down the street in London, I would be freaked the fuck out.
Yeah, there's a couple of jokes that are just callbacks for the other two movies. Like a joke I like from the other movies is called The Hard Stare. And that's what
that's where it's from?
Yep, it's from the other two movies. That's it. I was laughing when that came up. And like that post credits also is a callback where they talk to that guy and they give him the oranges.
Nice.
But I do. So it can only go up from here.
No, I will check out the other two now.
Yeah.
Because again, Paddington.
Real good.
Again, I had missed them. I will say, like they have confirmed a fourth movie. However, this is the highest budgeted movie in the entire trilogy. Paddington 3, it's $90 million. The previous was Paddington 1, that cost $65 million. But the problem is, this was the most costly film, but this made the least amount of money in the trilogy. So, like, if they didn't confirm a 4 already, like, I would have said, well, that's danger territory, because it has not really... It's made its money back, but it's still in that edge. Even it's like, it's $90 million budget, but it's like at like 186 right now. So, like, it's marketing and all that shit, like, it's right there, right? Like, you probably want to make like, double that. Probably not going to do that. That's fine, though. They've already confirmed a fourth one. I just think probably the big issue also is it's been 7 years, or what, 8 years? 2017 was the last film. And, you know, Paddington's great, but, like, there are only 3 years between Paddington 1 and 2, and then you haven't seen a Paddington movie in a long time. Like,
yeah.
You know, I think you got to keep that momentum going.
Paddington 2 has a lot of street cred, so I think they're going by that. If Paddington 2 was just like a movie that was just there, then like it probably wouldn't. They probably wouldn't be as confident. But like the second
it made money.
Yeah, the second movie like not only made a lot of money, it just has a lot of cred.
Good.
There's like there's the movie, what was it about, it was Nicolas Cage movie, like something about underwhelming talent or something like that is the title.
Of enormous talent. The unbearable weight of something talent.
Yeah. In that movie, they keep constantly talking about how Paddington 2 was the best movie ever.
That's amazing.
Yes.
That's good. Keep on doing that.
It has a lot of street cred.
That's cool. A+. I like that. Paddington, by the way, Paddington 4 is lined up to release alongside the 70th anniversary of the Paddington franchise. So, congrats to Paddington if that lines up.
I have the original show on DVD because I got it from like Dollar Tree.
Hey.
I played it on my TV just because while you're sitting in a massage chair, and you were like, "This is stupid."
Did I say that?
I think we were both like that. We were just like riffing on this is stupid.
I mean, I probably would say that, so that sounds about right. From Paddington on to the
It's the old show though.
The classic, not the
yeah. Not these movies though. No, these movies aren't stupid.
No.
Stupid funny. Stupid good.
Moving on to our next Valentine's Day weekend opener for America, and not we've already talked about Captain America, so go ahead and see that.
Let's talk more shit about it. Fuck it.
No, let's talk about the one that lost money because it rivaled this.
If you ask me whether a person can alter their fate, well, I don't really know, because a boy named Neja forever changed his.
we're talking obviously about the Juggernaut, but before we do, we're going to obviously cover Neza 1, but Neza 2 is a Juggernaut. This movie, Neza 2, I'm just going to move over to Neza 2 so it's on screen. Neza 2 is the highest grossing animated film of all time. It is in that top 6 or 7 slot now of all films. It has zoomed past other features that were like right on top of the world there. And before we talk about Neza 2 though, you got to talk about the reason why Neza 2 was so highly anticipated and why it's making so much money. And that is Neza 1. Again, we're not going to go into deep detail like we would in a cartoon chat, but Neza 1, I was thoroughly impressed. We both didn't know this existed. This was not nominated in Best Animated Feature, even though it was a selection from China for Best Animated Feature. It did not get on the list, and I thought there were.
I wouldn't have bared this one any attention either this year. Like, the only reason we both paid attention to it is because it made animation history. Neza 2 is currently, as we speak, the highest grossing animated movie of all time, and that's how it got my attention. And now I think it's gotten a lot of other people's attention too, because YouTubers like cartoon
they're all talking about
influencers that cover
Video Essay Time.
Yeah, influencers that cover like cartoon stuff, like they're talking about Neza now. Yes. Because it made history. Now like a bunch of cartoon influencers are like reviewing Neza and Naza. So
everything around
Neza. Naza.
Everything around Neza. Yeah. This is like the Ghibli thing. I'm just gonna call it Neza because
I'm calling because that's the way they say it in the movie.
Cool.
Naza.
Cool. All right. Well, Neza. Wait, the English dub or the
Mandarin? From the Mandarin.
Okay.
When I was watching the theater, they're like, Naza.
Okay. Because remember, back in the day, the Last Airbender had Ong, and that'll never be forgotten. Ong. Fucking.
Talking about the dub of the fucking M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong.
The Amalama Shing Dang.
No, that wasn't the fucking original shit. That was Amalama Shingabong.
Shingadong Ding Dang Shyamalan.
Just like being stupid.
Yeah, absolutely. Shang Mang Dingalang. But Neza, again, I think what I was most impressed with is how, because look, I think I just hadn't been fair, I'll be honest, to Chinese animation. My brain had always, I think my brain had just locked into, well, it's China, they are under a rule of this communist situation.
I don't have a good social credit score there.
It's like how much freedom do animators have and what they create, and how far back are they creatively, and how and we've all seen the crappy Chinese knockoff films, like the Not Cars film and the Not This film. Like, we know about all that shit.
Are those Chinese? I assume like the Russians be making some bullshit.
Some of them are Chinese. Some of them are from other countries. But like we've seen,
the Russians be making some bullshit.
The Russians make bullshit too. This is like if Russia made Neza or something Russian related, right? It'd be like, what the fuck? Well, that's surprising. But like, I had locked my brain into that. Even though Japan's right over there, Korea's right over there, they're kicking ass in the animation world. And here comes China with Neza here, Naza, as you claim, and it's interesting how great of a balance it has. Like, this thing has it nails what the best DreamWorks movies nail, and it did that right off the bat with Neza 1, and it's like, how did you do this so well? The comedy was great. You had some references to like the Terminator and other stuff. Like, you had jokingly referencing that. You had some great funny dialogue and great humor, but serious moments and heartfelt moments. Like, go ahead.
This nails the best thing. Both movies nail the best thing I like from shonen animes within like the span of 2 hours.
Yeah.
And it's like, shit. I mean, because like, out of context, I should know what the fuck is going on. Anybody who will walk into these movies probably wouldn't know that. There's a lot of like mythological shit, a lot of mythological MacGuffins. There's a lot of like magic and shit everywhere. Like, when I'm watching like certain, like, there's a lot of animes that do this, and like, even if I'm watching from episode 1, I'm still lost and I'm waiting for more explanation.
In the year 7000 BC, we lived on an eternity space.
We lived in the present.
Yeah.
But like, our some.
We had
I can't think of any good examples.
space pirates alongside the Battle of Shinjikju, and it's like, all right, whatever. Like, but I'm following it. I'll try to follow it.
This one just explains everything well, and you just get what's going on. Also, with all this magical shit, all these MacGuffins, all these like gods and stuff, there's still stakes. Like, I still feel like I still feel stakes. I still feel like the main threat is a threat to like the heroes, and like they have something to overcome to defeat it. Like in both movies,
it does a really good job of having that grounded level, even though you're talking about gods and demons and spirits.
Like I can compare multiple animes, but the best comparison I can make is like
Naruto.
something America, which is fucking the Eternals. And like the Eternals, it's like these fucking bullshit magical these fucking bullshit magical assholes. And they're fighting other
magical assholes.
So yeah, fucking other they're fighting they're gods, and they're fighting these other gods. But like, I don't get the power level of these characters. I don't get their I don't really feel for their characters themselves, because they don't some of them don't feel like much to overcome, and it's like I don't feel any stakes because I don't get the power balance between these characters. Well, and it's actually same can be said for a lot of these Marvel movies, even fucking Captain 4. It's like the power like either there's a big power imbalance to where you feel like they have to win by luck, or you don't know who's durable or not, because there's characters are getting hit by things they should probably die from, but like you don't know how durable they are.
Yes.
And it's like you don't feel any stakes because you don't get like you just don't get the power balance or or what's at stake.
Right.
If that matters to the characters.
Absolutely.
And here, the stakes do matter. You do feel like there's personal stakes that matter to the characters, and like you do feel like the power balance between the characters and the threat.
No, 100%. Again, I like the fact that he has to consider. You have Neza consider. You put him in this situation that is, again, he's sheltered, and you could. What I'm trying to say is, you put him in these situations that are easily relatable, so that when you're you have the situation between demons and spirits and shit, but the story in its core in the first half is focused more about ground level. It's about this character that is out of place in the setting around him, and is outcast from those around him. And is constantly attacked for that, and
which
it's
is a story we have seen before, but they handle it.
But even the way like you were saying, even the way they handle it here, it's like it feels different enough and approached different enough that I didn't feel bored watching it.
Well, I also loved Naja's attitude. He's just a bratty kid, but you don't hate him.
No.
He also functions with like Bugs Bunny antics. The way he fucks with all the villagers is humorous.
Yes.
And sometimes he likes to trick certain people.
Absolutely. You can tell he's been around the block with this mess before.
Yes.
Yes. And again, but it's like, I think the reason why is you also sympathize with his situation. Like, even though, he's an asshole, he's an asshole out of boredom and the fact that they're all assholes to him.
Well, also the thing, like, he's a kid and he feels like a kid, and yes. So like you can excuse a lot of his attitude and stuff, so you can understand like a lot of times why he's like naive. But also I just like his charisma. Like nothing really gets him down. He just gets upset at shit. Like all the villagers are like, I hate you, and he just doesn't feel sad about himself. He's like, all right. Fuck you. I got you.
Yeah, I love.
Because also like he has the most cartoony like face out of
everyone.
Character design out of everyone, but his facial expressions just like hit the most realistic. Like I love like when the town is like after he meets the ice dragon guy, the town confronts him about destroying the village after
they destroy the village and
he was like, you're a monster, and he this face. I love this. He was like,
I can't fucking believe. Yeah.
Yeah. He's like, he doesn't say anything. He's just like, and then he walks away, and it's like that is a realistically observed expression right there. Yes. I love that.
That's one of the core pieces of why I think this character and his design is so iconic.
Yes.
It's like you have the very cartoonish but real expressions that are just enhanced through the fact that it's an animated character. But simultaneously, I forgot that, again, we just haven't seen this in a while. It feels like it's been a while since we've had, at least in American theatrical animation, and maybe outside of Puss in Boots, it's been a little while since we've seen a character that just has a specific costume and character design that is unique, just its own character. This is him, that's the character, and it catches your eye. It really catches your eye. It's distinctive. And I don't think I could say that about, Raya, as much as they were trying, or Wish, or Encanto, or, it's they're all fucking...
I have to think. I have to think. I can't remember. There's probably something.
Especially, not Strange World, or, fucking, Turning Red as a panda. You remember the fucking panda, but, it's or Luca. This character is so fucking noticeable in a good way. And it's this is great. Good job.
Well, House is just his cartoony face, because you look at his adult form, and it's just.
So it's not even he's about the age of
Well,
he's equal.
He's 3 years old.
He's equal age to the.
In terms of design.
Yes.
He's just 3 years old. Him and the Ice Dragon are just 3 years old.
But realistically, that body is a lockbox.
Yeah.
That's the body. And what I will say is they do a thing in the first film here where, and I'll just briefly mention for the second film, they do a thing in the first movie where they lock him back up because he needs to be still locked back up and caged in that child body. But I like in the second movie they have because this is a marketable character design. This is a lucrative character design. This is a cool looking character. I like the character design. But in the end of the second movie, they are okay with, we're moving on. We are not.
I feel like they're gonna find some way to go back, because that's an iconic design.
It is, but I like the idea of at least you are acknowledging we are not gonna put it by the end of the movie. We're not putting him back into the lockbox. Not right now. And that's a tough choice from a monetary perspective, but it is a smart choice from a writing perspective, because you are progressing the character. Now he is no longer at the point where you can lockbox him. He has progressed to the point where he is at that level now.
Yeah, I don't think.
And I don't think it would even make sense to go back to that if we're talking Neza 2.
I think they can find a way to conceal his
You can make him.
Because he doesn't need to be concealed. I think he just go into a different shape, because they're because even for the sequel they didn't really need to lockbox him either. It's just they just chose his form to be a kid again, because his parents like that form better, the best.
Well, the parents like the form better, but he also, again, the lockbox, it's small, it holds a certain amount of power back, if I'm not mistaken. It's like the Nine Tails thing with Naruto and all that shit.
But he could have chose his form as he was, but he just didn't.
Absolutely.
Because he just want his parents
to be in
the other form again.
Absolutely.
Because remember, he changed his form into something that's so fucking derpy, and then they was just change it to.
I'm sorry. You're talking about when
the second one, yeah.
So the second one, and we'll talk. Well, yeah.
Yeah, because it was
because I do want to talk. Yeah, the beginning of. I do like.
We can talk about both in a way.
Yes. One thing though, because again, this was the whole introduction. Neza 1 was the introduction. I like the parents. And that's, again, sadly something that's rare. It's fucking rare for some reason in a lot of movies. I like the parents in this film. They are, not only are they badasses, and again, the reason why they're badasses is obviously, these stories are based from very important 16th century Chinese stories during the Shang Dynasty.
And the father has his own spin-off movie.
Right, exactly. And so you don't want to fuck up. You're not looking to disrespect the material. So I understand that, but in doing so, you have badass parents that are also great parents and great leaders for Neza, and great role models, and just great people. These are cool people, and that's something that is for some reason lacking. You know what I mean? It's just lacking, and it's oh, this is nice. I like the idea of here's a very cool character that I like to spend time with, visually watching, with cool parents, in a setting.
Both of these movies don't have a single character I dislike. Every character they need to focus on, they focus on well.
Yes.
I can't think of one. There's not a single character in either of these movies I dislike. Even the townspeople, like they're not. It doesn't feel like Chicken Little.
No.
It's not too mean spirited. These are not just assholes. These people are reasonably mad, but also like and Naza as a kid has a reasonable response because it's something that like I was like watching Chicken Little. I wish he would do. I know it's like fucking school shooter mentality, but like I was thinking like I wish Chicken Little can just fucking fight back against these guys. I love that scene in the first one where like everybody's getting on his ass and then he's like, you know what? Fuck you! And he punches the goddamn mother!
Yes.
He uppercuts the mother to the fucking sea!
Yes.
And he just starts beating the fuck out of all these people, knowing that he's way more powerful than all of them.
Absolutely. Again, like, I just love it. It's just honest. It's human.
Because, like, that's what I love about these, it makes me realize, okay, this is what I can love about these, like, foreign... these foreign animated movies. It's like they're not
holding back.
They don't have the mentality or restrictions of like our American. Like,
there's no lawyer that's like, excuse me. Now maybe for like in China for political reasons, yes. But for that, it's like there's no lawyer saying, well, the families in this section may not like that for this or that. Like no, like they just enjoy. But again, last thing about Nezza 1, maybe there's a couple things I might mention.
And sometimes when you do get adult animation, it has to be adult.
It
has to go too far. It's like fucking Seth Rogen starts spoiling, like, we're adults, we're swearing, we're cursing, we're fucking.
Yeah, it's stupid. I like the fact that again, I like the expressions are key in the first movie because again, you're learning about this character and you get the sense of this character, and again, you see Al Bing. Al Bing, I believe, is the son of he's the son of the Dragon King, and he comes in, and of course they do the rescue and all that stuff, and I like the moment where it's like, here's this guy that hasn't been able to socialize with anyone. He's like, you're my friend. You're gonna hang out. You're gonna come to the fucking party. You're gonna like. I've seen that before, but his expressions and him like getting that legitimate moment with someone that's also a spirit. Well, a spirit, and then there's a demon, and then Nez it's a demon. But it's like he's like, on the beach. It's like, oh, that's just a genuine moment. That's like I love that.
I felt the feels of like, cause like they didn't have to it didn't feel forced at all, cause like I love he was just like playing hacky sacks with himself, and he just threw it, and he started playing it back. And I was like, oh, because like even before you started crying, I was like, I as the audience was like, he's finally playing hacky sacks with somebody on his level.
Yeah, it's like there's nothing there. There was nothing better, and like yeah, just
also these action scenes are really good. Like and they know how to balance. Stop.
Wait.
Stop. There.
Oh, you're like, I have a point.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear this shit. I have a point.
Damn it, Nintendo. But like, these action scenes are really well done. They like, especially how they balance like the comedy and stuff. Like my favorite action scene in this movie, in the first one, is the fight for the paintbrush, and because it's a really like good like fake kind of one shot, where like it's almost in a view of the paintbrush the whole time. And it's just like going in between the characters trying to reach for it.
Yes.
And then like. It gets to the point where they're on the ball.
You're talking about in the training room? In the training section?
No. It's like later in the movie. They actually end up in the training
room. Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking
about. Which I like to call the Epic Mickey dimension, because it's the paintbrush and everything is there.
Yes.
But like, they're fighting over the paintbrush, and then they all end into a ball, and then like the ball just keeps like, it does track the ball. It does really well trying to track the ball, where it's like going through all this shit, and then it zooms out, and it turns out it's like everyone in the village is watching them play pinball.
Yes.
And it's fucking funny. And it's like, yeah, these action scenes are really well done. And then you get to the second one where it's like, by the time you get to climax, shit is on like endgame level.
Oh no, it's completely
like,
yes. I love how, number one, again, one of the surprising things about the first one was how technically impressive it was for the time. Now, again, it wasn't Pixar. Pixar made at the same time Toy Story 4, but we're talking, we haven't heard about the studio, we haven't heard of, Chinese filmmaking. We've heard of Chinese filmmaking, but like not to this level. It's making a ton of money. But it's visually impressive. It's doing a really good job, and it's doing it at that level where it competes and is better than a lot of the films that have come out animated wise in the same year. But
well, fucking a live action superhero films too. Like fuck.
And then, like you said, Neza 2, which comes along, and so let's talk about that.
哪吒，你战力非凡，宁可当平庸功。给我！
Martin, before you say your point, let me just note here, since we're finally getting to it. Again, came out the 14th. This is an adventure fantasy based from 16th century Chinese stories set during the Shang Dynasty. This was directed by Jay Zoi. It doesn't really say his last name or anything, just that. And stars Lu Yangti, Hang Mu, Lu Kuai, Zhang Jiaming, Wang Dishon, Yu Chen, Zhao Yongzai. It was released again in America on Valentine's Day, but January 29th in China, which is the first day of Chinese New Year. It is not rated in America yet, like in terms of its MPAA rating. The budget was reportedly $80 million, but I'm betting that it was much more because I'm promising you that they do not have the laws and limitations on animation studios that we have here.
Foreign countries can they
can get away with a lot more.
Yeah, they have their workers work for peanuts, like fucking Godzilla -1. It's low budget
because they're being worked.
They work for peanuts.
Yes, they're being worked constantly. So runtime is an astounding over 2 hours, and every minute of it is a goddamn joy.
It's awful.
Yeah, it's pathetically delicious how good this movie is. Mark, Neza 2, you were saying about it gets to endgame levels. Go ahead and talk about it. What do you got?
Oh, like the shots in this movie, like it's the cinematography from both movies is like really well done. It's really well done. You get like a great, especially in the beginning, you get like because there's a fight between two armies, and you get like a grand scope of the village, and like you just like see the stakes and everything. It's just like it's really well done. It's like get to like the like it gets very anime by the climax, but it's like really well animated. It's like those like mobile game. It's like as well for like those mobile game trailers for like RPGs.
Yeah.
It's really really clean like anime action animation right there.
Absolutely.
But yeah, again, this whole movie, like I was just saying before, really good companion piece to the first one, because like the first one, which is a good movie on its own, I'm not left with any questions, at all. But like the second one is just a companion piece. It adds more substance to things in the first movie.
Oh yeah.
I have not watched the in between spinoff based off his father, but like it's not required viewing. It leads just right off from the second one.
It's not. I've watched the first few minutes of it. It's again the pacing is supposed to be slow. It's not. It's
going for a completely different.
That's the other thing about Neza. This character is just. It allows you to enjoy every second of the movie. Like you're enjoying your time watching everything his reactions, his movements, what he's doing, how he's reacting to it, the characters around him. That's really core to the first movie and the second movie. But the second movie, more so the surrounding cast as well. Again, one of the biggest things about where you add on, I don't remember the Dragon King getting to see his human form in the first movie. I don't remember that. But in the second movie, it's like, holy fuck, holy shit, this guy's badass. Oh my god, oh, this is an epic motherfucker right here. Goddamn fuck.
Oh yeah, we don't get to see his human form in the first movie at all.
That's what, I just wanted to make sure, because I'm like, wait a minute, I don't remember seeing his human form.
I didn't know, that was a surprise to me, I didn't know he had a human form.
But when we do, it's like, holy shit, this dude, like, I love how, again...
The other guys have human forms too.
Yes, but I love how, he comes across as... just he's tired of humanity. He's tired of like the general lifespan of mortals and how they think they figure shit out. And he's like, anytime a mortal comes up to him, And it's like, we should do it this way. He's like, how about you go fuck yourself? I've been here forever. I'm tired of this shit. All right, I love my son. If anything happens to my son, go fuck. But I love his love for his son, mostly. But I love his honest... You can see, again, he's just like Neza, where he carries his heart on his sleeve. It's all in the face. Like, every moment with him on screen, you get emotion. When he's a dragon, you don't really see that. When he's in his human form, you get every second of that. And it's like, feed me more. I love this. Because, like, you know, it's just visual.
So, here's the thing about this movie. Because, like, I was enjoying it still, but even then, in the beginning, I was like, okay, it's getting to some tropes of, like, an average, like, anime movie where it's like, you have to gimp some characters. So, like, the ice dragon character, it can't be... It's like, because you have to get the powerful characters until like later, or like until like the movie's over or something like that.
The Ice Dragon character.
The Ice Dragon character. His body is not.
I'm Dragon King.
Yeah, his body is not. His body is the form of his body was destroyed, so he has to share a body with Naza, which also gets.
The spirit, the good spirit.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Ice Dragon guy. But like.
Well, see, when you said Ice Dragon, I thought you were talking about the guy on the screen. I'm like, which Ice Dragon?
The Ice Pill. Or I was called the Ice Pill because there's a demon pill. There's the Ice Pill.
But he's not. It's not ice. It's
it's
soul.
Soul pill. Soul pill.
Positive.
I know there was a demon. The other Nas is a demon pill. I forgot what the other.
But something more. It's like positive.
It's where they're called pills.
Pure peaceful. He's a positive buddy though. He's like positive. He's a positive buddy. He's like good buddy. You know. Supposedly.
Ice pill. Just fucking ice pill. But anyway.
Sure.
But it's like, okay, well, they have to get the OP characters. And also there's a formula going on. So we're like, we have to do these trials. So the movie's about them doing these trials, overcome these trials. And then like, even not even like halfway the movie, the stakes just change.
Quarter of the movie.
It's like the stakes just change. It's like, oh, we're not. It's the whole movie's not this formula. Everything is just different now, and it's like, oh, I don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, because they bring in what is it? The dragon chick, and that kind of changes the whole game, right? I mean that's.
Well, the dragon siblings.
I'm sorry. Yeah, like everything changes. Yeah, absolutely. But
the whole village just gets destroyed. And we assume it's a master.
Even before that stopwatch or the ticking clock of that, it's like, you know, things are kind of getting iffy when the blue pill gets taken.
Well, the ticking clock was the trials. So everything was just in the village. The war was being held over.
Yes.
Until the trials are over.
Right.
But like then, it's assumed that like the I forgot what the master, what the
big guy master.
The dragon, call him the Dragon Master. You assume the Dragon Master just like said, "Fuck it, I'm gonna destroy everything."
Yeah, I love the surprise. It's all because like, well, it's weird because it's like he does that, and then at the same time you've got oh my god, the other guy, the guy that's from the furry group. I'm sorry guys, I'm not trying to be disrespectful to your fucking stories. All right, you've got the.
And it's a furry group.
But he's the guy from the furry group.
You're a furry anyway. You can talk bad about furries.
Jesus Christ, but. It's like, how much of a hand does he play as well? It's like you're trying to figure all these things out because you have all these different pillars going on, you know.
Yeah. Well, also like the twist is really well done too. Like I didn't think about it was like the angel god the whole time, because also a really good twist is one that it's like also well telegraphed, but like the movie distracts you enough to where you don't think about it, but it does give you hints of like. There's something uneasy going on, because like during those trials, like the people were beating up. It's like these guys feel innocent. There's some other motive going on here, but I'm not sure what it is yet. And it's like once you find out, like the whole angel guy was having you doing this dirty work the whole time. It's like okay,
yeah. And what's smart, the writing of the movie. What's smart is they have the audience. They want the audience to focus on any characters that notice Neza's demon form coming out. That's the core fear that the audience is supposed to focus on. Is number one, you have the ticking clock, but number two, Neza is supposed to behave, but also if you're gonna do any actions, like you've got the drugs that are supposed to help bring out, which is fucking hilarious. Love the fact that when the other guy's there,
the roofies.
when Ao Bing is there, like his face is symmetrical. There's no issue. He's at peace. He looks like he's at peace at all times. In Nez's body, it's fucking hilarious.
It is funny.
And like it's fucking stupid. And like it's great. But like that's the thing you're watching out for as an audience. But in reality, it's like no, there's another thing on the back end there that.
Again, a lot of this movie is played for laughs, and it's like, and it does handle tone very well, and the ending is like super serious.
But
you buy really
before we get to that serious tone, the balance is great because it's mixed in with you get again the combat sequences that feel like a little bit more heavier, but you get the humor in there. I love some of the humorous moments. I mean, some of these there's so many jokes that are just so iconically, like I think that will become iconic, especially with the amount this movie has made. Like people are gonna think about these these just funny moments. Wow, that's white. Wow, that's white. That's white. That's white. He pees in the fucking. He pees in that like fucking bowl thing that's supposed to be for like replenishment, whatever the fuck it's supposed to be. The reaction
I thought it was a toilet the whole time.
Yeah, exactly. I knew something was up because
they're really focused. They're really focused on not peeing.
Yeah.
Son's with these. Yeah, this is like. Son tell me this is not a toilet.
And then he gets back. I love when he whispers to his teacher, and he does the same exact thing because the master is talking about all this. Neza, he's a little skin. He's just ignore him, and then there's pee in the water. It does the same.
This drink is very rich. Make it the same way.
Make it the same way. Do it. Yeah. Do that shit. Mix that shit twice.
Which is a joke I've seen before in other movies, but like again, the delivery with it is it just works here. Like you can repeat jokes as long as you make the delivery work.
Yeah. The Marmot section, 10 out of 10, because they did what Thor: Love and Thunder could not do, which is they didn't overuse the joke. And it's still a funny ass sequence.
Oh yeah, that's a meme of like those of somebody putting
the yelling.
Somebody putting like a scream audio clip over like their when they're trying to make a noise.
Yeah,
and it's really funny.
It's very funny. It's fucking hilarious, dude. Like, and again, that whole sequence. It's like you mix that with the fact that he keeps having to drink. He barfs it up, has to re-drink it, tries to drink it, doesn't drink it, goes back.
So fucking gross.
Like you get this mixture of like, oh, it's disgusting, but like the whole thing is just so well balanced, and that's what this whole movie is. It's so well balanced.
It also creates stakes too with it.
Yes, because you know that if he gets revealed, then he's fucked.
Well, that too. Well, like that, and it's like he's gimped in a way where it's it doesn't make sense for the plot for him to be gimped that way, but also like the way he's gimped at stakes. Because if he was just normal Naja, he would just beat the fuck out of everything, hands down.
If he was what?
Normal Naja.
He would get beaten the fuck out of it.
No, he would beat the fuck out of everything.
Without the lockbox.
Yeah. Well, even with the lockbox, he was still powerful still.
I mean, he didn't. He wasn't. The problem. This is what I meant in the like when they put him back in the lockbox. It's because he's not coordinated in the way that like by the end of this movie, too, he's coordinated. When he's at the Marmot sequence, he's not coordinated, right? And so that's why you need to keep going back to the other guy in his body, because when he does, like then you have the positive spirit is perfectly balanced, and he knows how to handle, and he can do it all. But when Neza is trying to fight himself, like anything himself, he's not balanced in that yet. By the time we get to the end of the movie,
but it's also because he's like also sharing his body with another soul, and like both souls are kind of awake in there. And like one of the because Naja is asleep, that means the ice pill is just like taking full control. So it's like only one person under control instead of two people sharing.
Yes, I was letting Lucius talk there.
Yeah, he got points too. He was backing me up. He's my hype man.
No, but I agree. I mean, I just think like, even if he's sharing the body, like when it's off, it's like okay, now he's in. It's like tag in, tag out. Yes, but I don't think that before. I think you still needed the lockbox before, even if it's Yes, he would have kicked ass, taken names, all that stuff. Yes, because even in the end of the first, and even at the end of the first movie, yes, he was sort of controlling it. But I think the point was by the end of this movie, he is much more coordinated in terms of just combat in general to handle this without a lockbox. That's all.
Yeah, it's concealed power.
Yeah. By the way,
because the reason he just has it is because I think he has full control, but like he just wants to keep he's not confident that he's a demon. He wants to be more than a demon. He wants to be immoral. By the end of the movie, he's like, no, I'm a demon. Fuck, I'm a demon. I know what I'm all about now.
Well, that's another absolutely. That's another track where it's like, you know, you talked about before,
I said, because they were trying to make their own bodies. They could have made him into the form he was, or they were trying to do other forms too, but they just went back to the default because he was just like fucking up his.
Are you talking about back in the beginning? Yeah, yep. Where that was funny as well. Where it's like, you know, basically like create a character and all that stuff.
Everybody's getting snot onto his like fucking bodies and shit. Like,
yeah,
did you just like swap your hands? Like, no.
I do love how it's like Jello.
Yes.
Like, you know, it's like, hey, it's gotta you know, sit there and form up and all that shit. You know, and they fuck it up. But yeah, again, we're talking about the balance also of not just those comedy sequences, but like you said, the more serious moments. Obviously, you go back to the valley or whatever, that kingdom area that is in trouble, and one of the core issues is, or one of the things that's happening while they're being held there by the dragons, because of course, again, stopwatch time, is the younger brother comes in, and it's like, it's a beautiful moment, but it's a sad moment. It's like, it's this moment of he has to lie, or he is lying for the sake of his brother, who he will never see again. But it's a, you know, it's like a wartime thing. It's like, hey, how's everything going? How is everything? Here's what's up with the family. And he's so excited, and he's so proud of his brother, and it's like, damn, dude, like, you know, even this guy has something that, you know, you totally overlook because you don't learn about it until that moment. And then Neza has to fight them, and it's like, damn, and it kind of threads together very well, you know. Yeah, that was such a moment.
I love the ending is so badass when he just like becomes his true self, and he's just like embracing his demon side. He breaks through his old body, and like he just has like the most epic handshake with the ice pill.
Yeah, that was cool as fuck. Cannot overlook that. That was the coolest shit ever.
Like the angle was so swag and everything. Holy fuck.
Jesus.
I can't wait to watch this movie again. Another thing is like I watched the first movie with the English dub because like it's free on like Tubi or some shit like that.
Yeah, it's free on several places.
But like they had like the Mandarin dub only, and I found there was like an English dub. Oh, what's the English one?
Of course you did.
So I rented it on Amazon. It was worth it because it was good. The English one is solid. It's fine.
That's cool. I like Nez's voice in the. I like Nez's voice. I like Nez's. I like the Chinese dub. I like.
Because you like usually trust subs first, so I don't have a comparison because I went straight to the fucking dub.
You run to the dub.
Yeah, because I went with like modern animes. They were like it's usually modern like foreign shit is usually taken more seriously now in terms of dubbing most of the time. So it's like dubs are often solid. So I just go straight for dub because I don't want to pay attention to like the bottom screen for like half.
That was the only thing. That was the only downside during the movie where it's like, damn.
That's a downside to like every foreign media. It's like I don't want to keep looking at the bottom of the screen.
Again, that's the other thing is like it was technically impressive the first movie. Second movie takes it up a level in terms of how impressive technically it looks.
Yeah.
Visually how it looks. And I'm trying to look, but I'm trying to read the dialogue. And I'm trying to look. I'm trying to read the dialogue. And like that was the only time where I was like, damn, like especially in those moments where it's like you're trying to make sure that you catch those expressions with the dialogue and everything. But I definitely still
also the voices the voices they have for the dub are really good for the first one. Okay. Are really good. Like Mike Pollock, who's the voice of Eggman, he's voicing
Neza.
No, not Neza. The fucking fat guy.
Okay.
With the brush.
Okay.
I forgot his name though.
Yeah, but he's Yeah,
You can tell that's Dr. Eggman's voice.
You said, oh, you can tell?
Yeah.
See, again, I like that. I don't associate any of these voices with anything else. That's the other thing.
Because dub actors like will get reused a lot.
Right.
So.
No, 100%.
My clock's in a lot.
But that's again why all right, Lucius, you're starting to move.
Pause it. Kick him out. He's near the door. He wants to get up.
Oh, no, he's back.
Oh, yeah, even though my clock's on first right now, he's like dub actors get reused in a lot of stuff. But like the dubs, the voices they have in this are fitting. And this being the most popular, highest grossing movie of all time currently, this should get a dub in the home release. Hopefully,
it will.
I would like
it. Will, and we'll yeah.
I have a friend, our neighbor. She's not like, she has a disability, so she can't really. She watched the first Nessa with me because like she can't really watch like subtitles.
Okay.
So we saw it dubbed and she wanted to come with me to see Nezza too, but I was like, it's in Mandarin. There's gonna be subtitles at the bottom. She was like, oh no, I can't do it. I'm like, yeah. I had a feeling. All right, I'll tell you how it is. Hopefully, when it gets a home release, it comes out dubbed so you can see it because she really liked the first Nezza as well.
Yeah. Going back to the movie, I think. I mean, I could easily see this. Like, this is a movie. This and that and Nezza 1 are obviously movies that you're gonna want to. That I think are worth spreading around to everyone possible, just because of how good they are.
Everyone in our circle watches fucking shonen anime.
Oh, you said everyone watches.
Yeah, everyone in our circle who fucking watches shonen anime, they would love the shit out of this.
Well, the other thing also, like you said this earlier, was like, but it packs it all into like a 2-hour time. It's like, yeah, that's it. Like, sort of the bullshit of like filler and we got to go through fucking 78 hours of this shit. It's like
I can call out names because like they've been on this podcast, but like our friends like Bacon and Troy
and
like they would fucking love. I gotta check with them. They see if they've been watching this shit. They would love the fuck out of this.
Yeah. Yeah, Kevin's seen it already, which is cool. He caught it earlier. He might have been. Yeah, I think he was far ahead of us, funny enough.
Shit.
He said that.
Second one, though.
Said it on Messenger. One of the things that I thought was, and I think this is again the heart of the movie. Again, you have Nezza there, but I think one of the core pieces about this movie, is the mother sequence where she's. Yeah.
I'm facing my background. Go ahead.
Oh, you reached your hand out like you were doing a.
Oh no, I was trying to see because like it's mirrored, so I was like, this is my right, this is my left. I do that a lot with every video. If you never noticed, that's the first time you called it out. But like I usually do that on other videos. I'm just wait, which side is this? Oh, this is my right. This is my left. Okay, it's this side.
Oh, congrats! You won your right from your left. Congratulations.
Well, it's mirrored.
I know it's mirrored. I know that was the whole point. I'm just messing with you. Point being. But the sequence, again, because these parents have been around the entire time. I thought they were in a vulnerable position in the first movie. Mm-hmm. They get into an even more vulnerable position by the second movie. And the moment where, of course, you have... I love how much the mother loves Nezza. She's been with him the entire time. She was there to, obviously play hacky sack or whatever that actual thing is in China. In the beginning, even though it was damaging to her, she is a model of a great mom. She is a badass character. She fights to the end. She's kicking ass, taking names in the beginning. She's doing as much as she can, alongside obviously her husband. And she's like, look, I don't care. I don't care, but she knows it's coming to an end, and I love that moment. I love that tight embrace. I'm so glad I could find a picture because there's so many. By the way, there's so many. It was hard to find a lot of footage because this movie is still new in theaters. So it's still hard to find footage that's not really grainy and bad, and that's only a little bit grainy. But I love very much that moment. It's I think the penultimate moment of the movie outside of obviously the giant. Sequence with the cauldron, and this is by the way within the cauldron. This is all happening in the cauldron, but I love this moment because again, it's a sad moment, but I honestly
sad, triumphant. It's a great climax in general.
Absolutely.
And
yeah.
What I want to say, what movies need to start fucking doing, especially Marvel movies, which both of these movies do that I really fucking appreciate. Well, the second one does it more. Well, the first movie, after the initial credits, you get the post-credit scene. But after that post-credit scene, it'd be like, hey, it's just a little sign that says, stick around, there's more post-credit scenes. And it's like, I need more of that. And then the second movie does even better. Before the end credits pop up, it was like, there's a post-credit scene. And like, I think it said, and I think even after that when it says, there's more, so stick around.
Yep.
It's like, or it's like, don't you dare leave!
Mm-hmm.
There's more post-credit scenes. It's like, please! More movies need to do this!
So the difference is, I think, with, and I just want to go back to the movie, but I agree. But I think the thing with Marvel is, like, we used to not even need that because we didn't need to because they would set it up and we would know that it would happen. Now we don't even know if it's going to happen because they're just so pathetic.
Fucking Captain America. Yeah,
so
fucking Captain America 4, like, we're not going to have a mid-credit scene, even though this is a movie we should have one, but we have a one all the way at the very end.
It's funny, we did a review of the Black Cauldron recently on Cartoon Check. You can check that out. And just the sequence alone, the 20 minutes with the Cauldron in this movie is better than the entirety of the Black Cauldron.
I don't know, but sound like that's hard.
It's not hard, but like it is fun. There's a cauldron. All right, fuck you.
Great comparison, buddy.
It's not a comparison. I'm just saying cauldron. There's a cauldron.
Okay.
You know there were
that is. No, you are. That's your comparison.
So here's connection.
Okay.
Here's another one. There are multiple dragons in this movie, and they're all better than the entirety of Raya and the Last Dragon. Anytime that the dragons are on screen in this movie, it's better than any sequence in time in the movie Raya and the Last Dragon.
I know that's self-explanatory. You're reaching low.
I know because these aren't compared. I'm just saying these are just.
I know. What's the point of saying them?
I can say it. What the fuck are you talking? We're on a podcast talking. What the fuck are you talking about?
This movie's better than the time I stubbed my toe.
Yes, and you can say that. Fuck you.
I don't need to say it. Okay.
All right.
That
wasn't for you, fuckface. That was for me to speak about.
Then keep it to your fucking self.
Jesus fucking.
No one wants to hear about you.
Holy
your problem.
Shit. But yeah, I like the whole like you said, loop around. I do like that. They have to wait 10 years at the end. Fucking hilarious.
Yes.
And they had to keep punching. They were having fun beating the shit out of him too.
Yeah, I love that.
Like that was great. That was so good. They're like, sir, you're kind of gotta get this right. What's wrong with the fucking picture? You know, that was great. All because of his own doing. That's the other thing that's good. Yeah, I think the future is bright. I don't mind if they keep him in this. Again, I think the only reason that he would stay in this form is for his parents, and his mom is now not like she's always with him, but she's not there.
Oh, I can. So like, I got the solution. You probably just shapeshift.
Again, I don't see the need. Like you're going for that's like a marketing pool. That's like a. Like,
but just keep in mind, this is like a mascot type of design.
Yes.
And you want to keep the mascot in there, so you just...
So, again, like, that's why I'm saying, I think I think it was, it is a bold strategy, because we said this on the box art. Why wouldn't you use the more marketable thing? We said this for the box art you have on your, it was a Blu-ray, DVD, whatever it is.
It has the English version on there, so I assume that, like, I haven't looked up the the Chinese box art, but, like, I know that's definitely for our region.
Yeah.
That for that reason it would make sense because you have to sell hardcore shit to our audiences.
Yes.
And it gets hence Kirby's always angry in America.
But that's strange because because again, we talked about this, the design is more marketable. It doesn't matter if Naruto is marketable. Naruto, but this guy, like that character is pretty much like he's a kid, he's a child. That design is going to...
No, he's in a hardcore point. He's a hardcore guy doing hardcore poses.
But it looks generic.
Huh?
That's
what you want for audiences.
But that's not more approachable than the... I just don't see... I don't think there's any place where that's more marketable than the kid design.
No, here though. That's a mentality for America. Kirby's always angry in America.
That's their interpretation of what America... What they think.
Yes, and that's what marketing still thinks.
But I'm saying that's not what truly America would probably pull into.
But marketing still thinks the other way around. No, right. That's it. That's how it's always been.
You were saying, well, yes, but
hence why Bomberman.
No, I know. Okay. I'm saying that's what that's what you are saying.
Yes.
Is that marketing? Is that the marketing belief? Not that America itself would actually prefer the super actiony looking design.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Sorry.
It's-
I just wanted to make sure we were on the same page. All right.
But like I think they're gonna probably go back to it because like again the movie also like they don't really have too much of a reason to like even go back to the regular design here because they can in the movie in the beginning of the movie he was able to choose his new form. We knew it
was going to be related because all the character designs were all shaped in the same size. So like that was the thing. Like it was all going to be.
No, he was able to shape it. He was all because he was allowed to shape it whatever way he wanted to. But like, cause he even made himself like super fucking muscular at one point too. And there was no rules that say he couldn't do that. He just kept changing it, and he couldn't make up his mind. Cause also the parents were changing it too, to like something more cooler. And like they just couldn't make up their minds. And then he was like, you know what, I'll do this myself. And then he just made like the most derpiest, ugly looking thing. And like they whispered to like,
they're like nope, go back. Just go back.
Just do the default.
Go back to the template default.
Yeah, just do it.
Yeah, I think we can have a bet here. I think that what we're going to get is the mannerisms of the child Neza in the adult form. So we're going to get the expressive face, we're going to get all of that, but he's going to be the same height, size as the Blue Spirit guy. So he's going to be now in that body that we know it as. However, the more adult looking body, but he's going to still be chill at the times when he's not like going all out. He's still going to have the eyes and the expressiveness and they're going to find a way to introduce that.
That's what I'm saying. Like they're
not the 3-year-old size bottle cap. That's what I'm saying.
No,
but that's the bet. You think that, I'm thinking that. That's what I'm saying. Is they're still going to have that.
So wait, are you thinking of a new design?
I'm thinking of a design where he's still. So you see the picture in the middle here, where he's that size. He's going to be that size, but he's going to still. But instead, that's his hardcore look in the eyes. But instead, we will see him in that same body style. However, when he's not going all out, he will look casual, chill, kind of like an anime character. He will look. His expressiveness will be as it was as a kid. So he will still be like.
So you're talking about a different design.
Sure, but it's going to be a combination of the two, where you're going to get the expressiveness in the eyes of the smaller Neza character, but we will see him in the more mature Neza design.
I think he's just gonna shapeshift into his other design and just like go all hardcore. It's like a fucking Goku going Super Saiyan and shit. It's just whenever it's time to be serious, just like
toss it back.
Yeah, just toss it back. Yeah, the Super Saiyan shit. That's yeah.
Sounds good. We will see. Neza 2, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm glad I also found out this movie, like, this series when Neza 2 came out, because I was ready to watch that second one as soon as the first one came out. But, like, this movie took, like, fucking 5 years after the first one. Even though there was, like,
Well, they were working on other stuff. That's the reason why.
Yeah, but still, I mean, it's been, like, fucking 5 years since the other one. Like, holy shit. This is 2019, and this one is 2025.
Yes.
Jesus.
Now we have to wait. It's like
even though there was like a spin-off right after that, but still.
Yes. Now I don't know what production pipelines are like because again, they released the movie immediately after a year later, like you said. But I know they're going to want to capitalize on this, and I'm sure they're putting a lot more staffing on Neza 3 right now after the massive success of Neza 2.
Hopefully this gets dubbed.
Yeah. Like we're gonna see what we saw with Ghibli, which is one specific distributor is going to not distribute yet. Distributor from America is going to claim the rights on it for American distribution. That'll be the home of it. That'll be the home for anything that's beyond it. Like I'm not gonna get behind the scenes from this, but any unique stuff. All of the catalog that this studio has made, they're gonna have the rights to.
Oh, and because like I guess rules are loose, or that's probably uploaded by official people. But like, you can find both this movie and its like spin-off.
Zhao
something. Zhao Yang is the father, the spin-off about the father. They're both free on YouTube.
On YouTube as well? Oh my god, that's hilarious. That's not gonna be for long, or maybe it will.
I think it's free with ads, so it could be by the official people.
Okay, good idea. All right.
I found both. Both were free on YouTube.
I think the only competitor, this likely because I doubt that. I don't even know what to expect for Best Animated Feature anymore, but this will finally get nominated at least because the first one didn't, even though it was good.
Oh, this ain't winning though.
But
there's no
the only other movie is Zootopia 2. That's the only real competition. Maybe Zootopia 2 is that good, but like, there's no other movie that comes out this year. Unless Elio is a goddamn...
Elio's getting nominated too.
Well, Elio's getting, yes, but I'm saying, like, I think this could be this is winner worthy. This is fucking amazing.
Yeah, but it's not winning.
But it probably isn't winning. But it could win. But there's no other competition that I see that could be as good outside of Zootopia. Anyway.
I don't know, the fucking Sloth movie.
We'll talk about that. We're going to speed through a few of these because we're getting to 4:35 and it's 5:30. We're going to get out of here. So, all right, next one.
Everything okay up there?
Yeah, everything's fine.
The Monkey. That came out on the 21st of February. John, this is a horror
It felt like a March movie, but like I just saw this late. I was like, that's why.
This is a horror film based on the short story by Stephen King. This was directed and screenwritten. Well, he adapted it basically by the actor and director Osgood Perkins. Osgood Perkins previously wrote and directed Longlegs, Gretel and Hansel, and The Black Coat's Daughter. The stars include Christian Convery as young Hal and young Bill, Theo James as adult Hal and Bill, as well as a wide collection of actors who appear in fragments of the film. This includes Tatiana Mansley, Elijah Wood, Sarah Levy, Diana Dreyer, and more. This released on, again, February 21st. Rated R, $10 million budget, runtime of 98 minutes. Mark, I had fun with this movie. It's a freaky movie, but I had fun with it. Especially that first fucking death. I think that's... I'm going to be honest. There was no death that really puts you on edge like the first one, because you don't know who's going to fucking die first. Like, when you're in that hibachi shop, and it's like... You're in that hibachi shop, and it's like, it happens. And it, like, the drum thing ends. You're like, the guy has the fucking thing. You're like, who... I think there was much more tension in that than almost any other sequel, any other murder or death, because it was going to happen to someone. They kind of focus on the character. Now, the rest of the deaths, it's like, all right, how are they going to die?
I wish it kind of like that, yeah, because now you mentioned it's like that's a fun element, but like I wish it kind of covered throughout the movie because like because it only happens a few times for the movie where it's like you get to guess who dies, but it's like by the time you get to like more forward in the movie, it's like, well, the main character can't die at this point. Yeah, so it's just gonna be because like you got a lot of these fun, over exaggerated, like cartoony personalities, and it's like, okay, they're gonna die.
They're gonna die.
Yeah. And I expect this to be a comedy. I wasn't sure what kind of I don't read Stephen King at all, but like I wasn't sure what kind of supernatural element this is going for. But like the intro just like sums it up very quickly for you. It's Final Destination, but controlled by the monkey.
Yeah, exactly. Absolutely.
Every time the monkey beats the drums, it's like somebody dies. Yeah. And it chooses it at random. By the way, are you about to mention the interesting trivia with this movie?
The interesting what?
Trivia.
What's the interesting? Well, I don't know what the interesting.
Okay, you don't know. So, in the original story, the monkey has the symbols. Bing, bing.
Oh, that absolutely. Yeah, they had to switch it.
Yeah, because somehow Disney Pixar has the fucking rights to it because of Toy Story 3 had it, but like I feel like they had that concept that concept just pre-existed other places.
It did,
and it's like one of those things that just shouldn't be copyrighted. But
that's like if fucking Shrek could have the rights to like one of those like the three little
those fucking fairy tales.
It's like what the fuck they were there before. What do you mean that Disney now owns it? Get the fuck out of here.
It's probably one of those cases you could fight, but nobody wants to fight it.
Yeah. Again, I like how again Perkins, the director, maximizes the R rating. Like all these deaths, like you're not shying away from them. Though again, I don't think there were a few of them that were brutal. The aunt on the porch, she goes out on the porch, dies, like in the process of death, hits her head on the for sale sign, dies. But again, like I think the thing that stands out to me is just that beginning one. That one's fucking crazy. The mom dying, that wasn't as bad. That was just a hemorrhage, which is still very bad, but it wasn't like. Oh, yeah. Like I thought, okay, are we gonna get like crazy like head exploding shit? No, it's just that one's crazy because it just was a hemorrhage. But, yeah.
Well, she still just kind of she still just kind of exploded.
She did.
Yeah, like that's like people like I love the deaths in this because they're not like slow and painful. It's just like sudden. People just fucking explode.
Yes. Well,
like,
some of them are slow. Some of them they progress into that painless. Like the aunt is the only one that's like progressive into.
It's like something like Rube Goldberg like.
But I agree though, like because you have the guy, the dumbass guy that dresses up as a sheriff and bees fucking go into his mouth and.
Oh yeah, like the lady who just hops into the electrified water. Like I was expecting because like I was like okay she's going to go into the water and then she's going to be electrocuted as she drowns. They're like no, as soon as she touches it, she just fucking explodes.
Yes.
And like yeah, like this movie's funny because also I like the way it just cuts because like I was expecting like in the beginning the brothers are like when they were kids they were arguing like what if they should like turn the key or not. And, like, the asshole brother Bill, he was like, I'm gonna turn the key. And then, like, it just cuts right to a funeral.
Yes.
You don't even see the death, so it's like, oh, shit, what's about to... Oh.
That's funny.
He's already died. Like, that... It's... Yeah, cause just like we were talking about Heart Eyes, it's like, we don't often get, like, horror comedies much. Well, we don't hardly get comedies in the theater much anymore either. But, like, horror comedies, I want more of these.
Yeah,
Why let him back in?
Shut the fuck up. Get in here. Shut up. Just shut up. Shut up. Stop. Fuck. Shush. All right. I think they thought probably they had to include the kid just to add some vulnerability, but I kind of didn't like it. I understood that why? Because it puts another character in the lineup to potentially get killed if you're like.
Well, it adds stakes.
It adds stakes, but it's like, but I kept feeling like, damn, like I definitely would have preferred if the guy, because this movie being solo with just the brother trying to figure this shit out and then get back, I thought would have been a little better. I thought the film also loses steam when it's like when you find out it's the brother that had this elaborate plan to use the monkey to kill his. I was like, okay. But I can understand because you're gonna get crazy. You're gonna go crazy, literally insane, through all the deaths that they see and all the fucking danger. I understand his insanity. I just thought as a villain, it's like the monkey's the villain. You're not really. You're just fucking wildly insane.
Oh no, the monkey's not really.
He's not. No, he's not a villain. I'm sorry. He is the vessel. He is the tool. You know. But the brother, it's like as the villain. I was like, okay. I like the acting though. Number one, I thought I like the acting though.
Well, acting across the board was like just really well done, especially with the kids. The kid acting was good.
Yeah. Fuck. That was the note I was gonna say about Nessa. Fuck the music. When the last thing about Nessa. Fuck it. I'll say it anyway. Thing about Nessa is that I love so much is we hear the theme. We hear the theme here and there in the first movie. We hear the theme in the second movie, of course, here and there. But at the final battle, when that shit's playing and he's on it after his mom dies, oh my god, that shit is like that's as good as the Avengers theme to me. That shit was fucking great. They used it at the right time. It was fucking fantastic. Almost forgot to say that, but yeah, absolutely A+. Yeah, but yeah, I thought The Monkey was a fun R movie. Yeah.
It was funny. I do wish like they went more in depth with the characters a little bit. It wasn't as, but like the story is very it's very unimportant. The story is unimportant in this movie. What's more important is like it's the comedy and the deaths.
Yes.
Because it's not like Love Hurts, because Love Hurts does treat a story like important. It's just a really bad story.
Yeah.
This is a really fun movie though.
Agreed.
A lot better than Love Hurts, and I something I do wish I was different was like again more in depth with the characters. I was interested about the relationship between like him and his brother, or like him or like the main character and his family. We don't get much of that. Especially like I wouldn't expect that type of character to be the type of character to get laid or to get a family or to have a son. No,
he seems very because they only mention it was an accident, but it's like I could get that, I guess, but it's like he seems like the type of guy that would stay as far away from anyone.
Yeah.
Than to call because he does the act, which makes him an asshole because that means he did the action, he fucked, and he left his kid because he didn't want the kid to get in the situation. But you did the thing, you fucking asshole. Like you fucked, knowing that like you know what I mean. Like he did it, so he knows that he just
Well, this world is just weird. Like you can have just like a bunch of girls show up in the boys' locker room and just strip. That was
I didn't get that. It's like okay, we're supposed to be in the 90s here, and you're like okay, whatever.
Is this the 90s?
It was originally it's kids. They're supposed to be in the 90s. 99 is when it's supposed to be, and then later on it's supposed to be present, but they're still using 90s cars because.
They're using 90s phone. I wasn't sure it was still 90s.
No, because they age by 25 years. They age by 25 years. They're not the same.
Hey, no, I wasn't sure it was still the modern era because they were using
They're still using old phones. Yeah, that's why I'm confused. Because again, it's supposed to be the 90s, and then they move up. Yeah. Again, like the car, like it's set 99, and then after that, it's boom. It's like 25 years. Yeah, I don't know, but they're still using old stuff. I guess that helped them in production, so they could just keep using. They didn't have to, you know what I mean, change all the shit around and all that shit. But it was set 99, and then they get older. So unless they're going through a time warp, which they didn't show, then yeah.
And I would when a monkey makes the apocalypse, I think that should have been the beginning, the beginning of the third act. Yeah, that's a nice set piece right there.
Yeah.
But like it's, I do like the world is just like fucked by the ending.
It's fucking horrible.
I do like that.
It's fucking horrible. Yeah. It's like. Yeah.
I just like how weird it is. Like they pass by this ghoulish looking person on a horse.
Yeah, that was. So that's death, I think.
Is that?
Because I mean, look at him. Dude is.
I wasn't sure.
Dude isn't even. Dude isn't even real. There's literally fucking shit coming off of him.
Yeah,
it's not even fire. That's just death, dude. Like there's death. The point is, there's death all around him. This is death.
Because they just looking at them like it's a living. Bye.
Yep. They saw it all, man. And
I don't get what the fuck happened to those cheerleaders. Like, I guess the bus decapitated all of them?
That was unnecessary. That was like extra. You know what I mean? That was like, did you need to? Let's do it for fun. It's like, I don't...
I was hoping a scene, because like going back to the kid, I was kind of hoping for a scene where he just brings some money to a school and like, fuck it, go ham, kill people.
Yeah, because I felt it for the young guy, because he really, really was going through it. I mean, dude, you're getting bullied by... I remember I would go from... there's no time for this story. Fuck it. I was gonna go to.
I just like comeuppance in horror movies.
Agreed.
Because like when people get it, they have to get it bad.
But they never got it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and then like he just when in his one time of trying to get vengeance, he inadvertently kills his mom. How shitty is that? Yeah.
I mean, but all this bullying, he's taking it well. He's just like okay.
And then what's funny is basically the whole story ends in a way that's supposed to re-loop where. Whoever holds it, because they keep it in the family, so then same thing. Oh, your father's there, your father's thing, so now later on, it's like, well, your father's thing, and then the kid, oh, the father's thing, and that's probably how it's going to move on. So it's a loop. Yeah. But, I love the realtor death. That was funny as fuck. He's just like, oh my god, the shotgun for no reason whatsoever just blasts her.
Well, I like how like death just doesn't bother like them as kids either. Like when the uncle dies, it's like, well, it kind of had to happen at some point.
It's just normal.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Like, even the mother. Well, I love how nonchalant even the mother is about death. Like, she's like, you're all gonna die someday.
People die. We all die. Don't know how else to explain it. It's a nice, simple way to say it. I don't understand.
Let's dance.
Let's just have fun, because it was a very religious-esque way to talk about death. Without. But
she did the way she was explaining it. It wasn't really like a really helpful.
No.
Psychologically helpful.
No, there was no help in that shit.
Yeah.
That was all just like fucking depressing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's just being real with them.
Yeah.
I like that. But yeah, that monkey is a very enjoyable time. Also, like I think it fits better that it's not cymbals, because like that drum is like.
That's so cool. It's so much better, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think the director said it's like much better anyway.
The workaround was much smarter, I think.
I think this is like the new prop we're gonna see around, kind of like the Chucky doll. if this movie gets popular. Like,
if this movie gets popular,
yeah, you just like see this like in windows during Halloween.
Yeah. By the way, I did say earlier I didn't like the son being involved, but I do like the temptation of the son wanting to turn the key. Like I do like that at the end, where the son is the one is like, it's almost like the Adam and Eve thing, like where it's like, no, they're not doing that again. Comparison, but not a comparison. I'm just saying, like it's like here, like where the other brother was tempting him. His uncle was tempting him. Hey, turn this for me, please. Fix this monkey. And it's like, but he knows that there's something up here about it. Already.
Also like the monkey's design, because like it's creepy at the same time it's funny.
It's creepy and it's funny, but that shit it's so good as a design, because holy shit, like there's life behind those eyes.
Oh yeah.
And it's terrifying.
Like those kids, like if I saw that as a kid, if I opened that box, like, oh! I'll just walk out of it, because I would see like creepy plushies when I was a kid, and I'm like, stand away from that. No, I don't want to look at that.
No,
I don't want to look at it. No.
I feel you 1,000%. All right, let's get off the monkey. Great movie though.
Stop spanking our monkeys.
Oh my god.
Okay, amigos. Order up.
This family's so weird.
They may take our tacos, but they will never take our freedom!
Nope, let's spank the sloth, which,
Ain't a euphemism.
Here's the thing, Sloth Lane, so let me tell you about it here. I saw it, Mark didn't. I'll run through this here for you guys so we can get to Spider-Man.
Great!
So, this is an adventure comedy. By the way, here's the thing, Mark. So this is based actually from this studio made something called The Tales of Sanctuary City. And what this is it's basically a series of movies that are based around a core setting I was
not to lie, they have a lot of anthropomorphic movies.
But it's a set of films that revolve around a core city of anthropomorphic animals. There are already like 5 films. So this is what we wanted from Zootopia. Where it's like, hey, just like go here with these characters and go here with these characters and go here with these characters. Go here with these characters and like make Disney. They're not doing that anymore because they killed off. They don't want to do any Disney Plus fucking animation anyway. But it
was fucking short form as fuck.
Yes.
That pissed me off.
But it's like spend time in this part of Zootopia. Spend part of this book. This studio's doing that with their own IP, and I like this idea because we're not going to get it from Disney. But this was let me keep going. This was directed by Tiana Vincent. It was written by her and Ryan Graves. This stars Tio Vergara as Laura, the main character. She's the daughter. Olivia Vasquez, Gabriella. She is the mother. Ben Grano as Louis. I believe he's the father. Facundo Herrera. Manny is Manny, the brother. And then Leslie Jones is the tiger on the bottom right. Dottie. She's a cheetah. I'm sorry. And essentially, they're basically being antiquated to the big city. Like they, this is, here's what I'll say, right? Like this is a movie. Well, last thing. I should give you guys all the notes. This came out on February 28th. Wide release though was in summer of 2024 in Australia. So this has been out for a long time in Australia. It probably is already on some streaming services, but it's just getting an American release now. Unconfirmed budget of $70 million, 84-minute runtime, rating PG. This is a simple, wholesome thing. Characters that are trying to essentially understand, like, they're trying to find their bearings in after an incident that caused them to move from a familiar setting to a new setting, and that new setting has competition, and so then they have to fight against the competition. And in the end, they are able to balance that out. This is not something that is unique. It is a very familiar story. It is it's a very familiar story. What I like about it, though, is, again, these characters are in relatable situations. And obviously, we've seen that before, a lot of relatability. But, again, like the main character there, Laura, is trying to balance her friends, her family, herself, what she wants to do, what her family wants to do. It's a mother-daughter story, though, and the mother, I don't know why they did this, but the mother has early signs of dementia as a character. I don't know why they would put this in a movie. Like, this isn't even fun to watch. It's fucking depressing. Like, as someone that's also dealt with it, no, Mark, you dealt with it too. But like,
Oh, yeah.
like I don't understand like why the fuck. Like that's the only thing about this movie is like
I guess
it's
that's
like
some kind of emotional stakes to it.
yes, it's emotional, but you know it's not going to get better at the end of the it's a fragment in this movie, and I'm glad that and I'm glad at the end that they're all connecting together, but it doesn't. But you know that it's not going to get better.
Do the movie treat it as a core emotional stake?
It's a core piece to the mother's character that affects the movie on a regular basis because she's forgetful. So like,
does the emotional stake work? Is it effective? I mean, by that.
It's not valued as much as it should, because by the end it's just a. By the end, you kind of move off of the what she wanted, right? So there's this MacGuffin. The MacGuffin is the recipe book. This recipe book has been in the family for generations, and the mom says that anytime she sees the book, it reminds her of the moments that she learned how to cook these things, which takes her back memory-wise to moments that she can actually visually remember and mentally remember, and that's good. Like that's her connection. And at a certain point, the daughter sells the book, gives the book to this big corporate, big corporate cheetah, and it gives it to the cheetah instead of keeping the recipe within the family, and because the cheetah's looking for a way to help her company, and then she would give, I believe, the family money or something, or just help the family to survive.
Is this world in the modern era?
It's in the modern era, yeah.
So there's like smartphones and shit?
Yes.
Oh, fuck. Could have took a picture of the book or some shit.
What?
Then she wouldn't have to give away the book. She could have just like took a picture of the pages or some shit.
Well, it's that, but also it's the idea of like it's their IP, it's their recipes, and once you give a corporation the recipes, then you don't have your recipes. They're not just recipes. They own a food truck as well, and the food truck is on having hard times, and then they go through the hard times and they learn and all that stuff. But it's not a mess. It's a simple story. It's not confusing. You can understand the story. You're probably gonna lull a bit to sleep, but at times. But again, I like the character designs here. I like the frame rate changes, where it's like the frame rate changes if there's not much happening on screen, it slows down a bit. If it's more actiony, they're gonna increase the frame rate.
When the family finds out she's still the bully, she treat it like as she's in big trouble, or they treat it as like
briefly.
Why'd you make this bad decision?
Briefly.
Because I feel like that's not her book. That's like their mother's book.
It's a generational book.
And it's like if I sold my mother's wedding ring to some douchebag, I'd get my ass beat.
Yes. But it's treated as now the main character feels bad about it, but the family is more like, nah, like why'd you do that?
You made it as the press.
Yes. By the end everything's good though, and things turn out fine. Like her friends are they're cookie cut, like you've seen these character types before, and again there's some comedy. Like what I like about the movie is, again, it's not Despicable Me. It's not like trying to be a mile-a-minute comedy where it's like you're going every second, here's comedy. No, it's like it's trying to focus on its story. It does a good job. I like the establishing inciting incident that causes the situation, because it's just out of the blue, but it happens, and then they have to move.
From what I saw from the trailer, like the animation style is interesting enough. I was trying to go for like a low frame sort of thing.
Yes.
Like mocking stop motion. You can tell it's not stop motion.
It's like Turtles. What Turtles kind of did.
Lego Movie, but not as convincing.
Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, Lego Movie, but not as convincing.
Lego Movie, not as convincing. Gotcha. Yeah, but Sloth Lane, I thought this is again, good job on the animation team. Good job on the art team. Again, sometimes you just get the story that you're gonna go for, but I don't think that it was the best idea to go for having a character. Notably, like, you want to have relatable situations, I understand, but I really did not, and I know maybe I'm not supposed, this wasn't for me maybe, but I don't like the idea of, like, the mother's struggle being fucking dementia. That shit sucks. I don't even like that as a concept for an animated movie where we're trying to have an enjoyable time, because you know that even though this is by the end of the movie, it's like, yeah, we're good for now. It's like, that's great. That's great. But he just reminded people that, it's like, it's just, it's not over. Like, well, fuck.
Yeah, like, also,
terrible. Fuck
also,
you. Like, what are you doing?
Another thing that just didn't really interest me about this movie to go see it is like, for anthropomorphic movies or movies about animals, like, you gotta sell those anthropomorphic designs well. And it's like, this movie's anthropomorphic designs are they're not like unique enough.
I think they're.
It's just more. It's not.
I think the
enough.
core families is fine. My issue is with the cat and the other characters. Like, it's like, okay.
It's kind of almost Chicken Little ass designs. A little bit better than Chicken Little, but still. I don't think it's interesting enough or cute enough. Like and it another kind of low budget movie that has more interesting anthropomorphic designs is
TMNT. Yeah.
No, it's one I'm gonna see. That's not fucking. That's corporate. But bigger corporate. But one I'm gonna see later this week is Zoopocalypse. Like, I like those.
I didn't like that. I don't like those designs more.
I think they're interesting.
I think
they're weird.
That looks cheaper. And
They're
less interesting.
It's interesting. It's interestingly weird enough. I like it.
I think the premise is weird. I don't think it looks more interesting than this. I'll be blunt with you. I every time I see that trailer, I think, because I saw that trailer 3 times in the past week after all the movies I watched.
Let me see.
I thought that you can look it up. I mean,
put on screen.
Why? You can look it up. We got Sloth review. Just look at it and then look at the.
I don't want to look at these sloths.
You look
sloths.
Look at your phone and then look at the sloths. All I'm saying is, I think, in motion, what I saw in motion from the trailer of the Zoo movie, and then this, I thought, yeah, the premise looks interesting, but the design does not. I've seen that before. I like the designs.
I like this.
It's
It's ugly, but it's like a fun ugly. I want to.
It's ugly. That's my point. It's ugly.
I like. Well, I mean, I like fun ugly. It's like from the animation stuff. It looks like it's having fun with the
fun ugly is hoodwinked. That's not fun ugly. That's just fucking ugly.
Well, hoodwinked is just under fucking. What is the word?
Well, it was also in production.
Under budgeted.
That was also in production and low budget in 2004.
Yeah, this one has a higher budget than Hoodwink, but it's they're kind of just embracing their weird designs. I kind of like how round and weird it is.
I just again we're just on a disagreement, but again
I think it's ugly and it also makes it unique. It's just it doesn't look like a bad. It doesn't look like a bad.
So it's unique until you go to rule34.com. All right, relax.
Yeah, of course you're a fucking freak.
I'm just saying it just doesn't look like It's like, all right, I think this had more. Clearly, there's more definition and work put into these Slothling characters. I don't think that's a lie at all. I think that's just clearly.
I think he's
you can see experimental. You can see it in the eyes. You can see it in the experimental. Not experimental. I mean, no.
Oh, yeah, look. I haven't seen other characters that look like this in Zoopocalypse.
You haven't seen other characters that look like that. The Zoopocalypse characters.
Yes. Give me something.
They look like They look like concept art. What are you talking about?
Concept art of what?
Like going to be finished in the future, more refined. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, of what?
Of an animated project.
Of what animated project?
Of any animated.
You're not giving me fucking. It looks like fucking the Sloth movie looks like concept art.
No,
that's something that's gonna be finished. And your retort is just no.
That looks finished. I don't know what to tell you. No.
It looks. Zoopocalypse looks finished to me. I don't know what the fuck your argument is.
The only thing with Slothland that I'd say would be more is if obviously I had more time to tweak and get a little more detailed on we're looking at the screen here, more of the terms of hair and I think the expressiveness though is there. You could do a little more if you wanted to, but I think they do a really good job there. Obviously we talk about Ned's a different level entirely, but I think that Zoopocalypse looks like it's on the much.
The art style reminds me of Courage.
Courage. Oh, that's cool.
Courage Cowardly Dog, because that's a fun ugly. Don't tell me that's that you're just if you're not telling me that's a fun ugly, that's your nostalgia getting in the way. Courage Cowardly Dog, it's not because that doesn't mean it looks bad.
No, I understand. I understand fun ugly. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, but
because Courage actually has the same kind of design philosophy too. It does that. Yeah, it does actually reminds me of Courage.
I don't know if I would call it.
Let's get because also
Would you call Ed Netty fun ugly as well?
No. Ed and Eddie is like it's not because the designs of Ed and Eddie are not meant to be ugly. They're just like they're funny looking.
Yes.
Like they're because like but like but like yeah, their character design is just like really good. They are attractive character designs. They're
That's
very
okay.
fun shaped.
I'm just trying to get where does the line get drawn with Courage? Like Courage, I don't see. I think when his expressions, when he gets more expressive, that's when.
Well, design wise, it's like he's a round body and it's like.
Yeah.
Are you looking at the Zoopocalypse right now? Because I'm looking at it right now. You're going by memory.
I literally came out of the theater yesterday after watching.
You're going by memory still. I'm looking at it right now.
We talked about these movies. Yes, that's great. I'm good. We'll talk about it in March. All right. Yeah, no.
This design philosophy reminds me of Courage.
No, that's like compared to cool. We'll obviously we will talk more of that movie when it comes out.
I'm someone who cares about anthropomorphic character design. So it's like,
but for this, I like the idea that they actually did what Disney literally has the budget to do, but will not. I like the idea of Tales from Sanctuary City. I don't like this movie necessarily, but again, if it's a part of this collection of films, and if one of them or two of them are actually good, then cool. But I like this idea of broadening out and just saying, hey, we're gonna focus on like this one core setting, and then we're just gonna have several stories within it, and they're still going. I like that a lot. Good for Australia, though this movie kind of does not nail. All right, last thing, Mark, is the content we're moving into streaming, and that is...
So, you're Spider-Man. With my help, you'll achieve greatness.
Oh, man! This suit's incredible! If you ever need another butt kicking, just look for your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
Your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. This is not detailed because this is a Disney Plus series, but what I can say is this is run for 8 episodes, if I'm not mistaken. And this follows Peter Parker, who, he's the Spider-Man. And do we need to explain anything else? Mark, I gotta wonder, why didn't they give this fucking thing the treat? Why didn't they just refresh the first few episodes the way that the middle episodes do? Because I think that would have stopped all the fucking hatred. Because I think you actually get the comic look that they were going for by like episode 2, 3. Like 3 especially when you get to the just regular movements, daily regular movements between the characters. You finally get to that. First episode though looks fucking bad. Like it just looks bad, and they really should have just been able to work on that first episode because first impressions are everything. And the only reason why people are hating on this is because they haven't watched
because like usually first episodes that like finished production are usually made for like test audiences to show, and then sometimes because of budget reasons they don't really go back and touch up on that first production episode and just leave it as is. Like a recent series I watched, it was Tiny Toons University. Mm-hmm. They had like there was a episode that leaked for test audiences or for a survey, and it was it was clearly like unfinished, like a lot of parts of the animation just look really weird and cheap, and that was like a middle episode too of Tiny Toons. It's intended rotation, it's meant to be in the middle.
Yeah,
it's not supposed to be the first one you see. And so when the series released officially, they had the first episode, the second episode, all those animated very well. And then that episode I saw that was leaked, was finally finished, but they finished the parts that were like animatic and stuff and that had like scratched voices, but in terms of the parts that were already animated, they didn't really fix up on that.
Ooh. Okay.
And it's it still looks as ugly as it a lot of those parts really look as ugly as it did when it was leaked. So it's okay, so possibly because of budget, and it's already kind of done and watchable. It's they don't really go back to fix it up because there's a whole budget no limit. Animation is expensive, takes a long time.
Of course.
So it's it's already finished, it's already watchable. Why go back to fix it? But this is all just a theory. I don't know how animation works. I haven't been in the animation scene, but that's what it seems like for why it's probably like that.
It's a fair presumption. Absolutely. I think because why I started that off like that is because simply put, This is, I think, better than outside of like. And here's the thing: Spider-Verse films and No Way Home, their ensemble is other Spider-Men. This is the first time, and I've watched all the Spider-Man movies. I haven't watched any shows, but because they didn't grip me. This was the first time that I thought, wow, this is the best use of the ensemble cast that I've ever seen for Spider-Man.
I think if you start watching Spectacular, it would grip you.
Probably. But
yeah, especially if you're already a fan of Danny Fan, I think you'll love Spectacular Spider-Man.
But when I'm sure, but when I'm looking at the films, and I shouldn't compare this to the films, I'm sure, but just, again, everything I know about Spider-Man is they're not able to balance that out. Notably, when you look at the Raimi films, you look at the Andrew Garfield films, even in the, at times in the Home trilogy, they don't do it, they don't nail it 100% in terms of balancing out the characters as well as they could necessarily, or they had the time to do. What I love about this is, again, any of the characters that we're working with, they're getting that time and they're getting developed and they're getting used in ways that you wouldn't even expect they would have gotten full use out of. Like, they really decided, oh, we're going to put as much investment into these characters as we can because we know that they're going to end up valuable somehow in some way, shape, or form. So even if it's a small moment in a single episode or it's threaded throughout the entire series, it's valuable. And I love that so much. This is great storytelling. Like, impressively good storytelling.
No, yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
You kind of nailed it on the head.
I'm surprised. I was like, holy shit.
Oh, yeah, because it had a terrible start. Especially with the, like, everything they were showing, just really wasn't helping it.
No, because they made it like, again, I understand you've got to have the, and again, it's not police brutality angle. It's like, okay, real world scenario. And I understand you're going to put that in there. But when you started off like that, it gave the wrong impression. And I'll leave it at that. Gave the wrong impression.
And also, like, it's expected to have low expectations for, like, a Spider-Man animated show because Spectacular Spider-Man was, like, the highest bar. And then after that, when, like, Disney XD started getting their Spider-Man cartoons, Ultimate Spider-Man was not very good. And then the Marvel Spider-Man was even worse. And so, like, it's just fair to have low expectations for a new animated Spider-Man project. And we just, like, hope... Because at this point, we don't hope to anything to get on the low, like Spectacular Spider-Man. Just hope for something good.
Right.
And it's like, this surprised me because this is Spectacular Spider-Man. If you take Spectacular Spider-Man out of existence, this is the best Spider-Man animated TV show.
Impressive.
And it goes to places like the Disney Plus or the other series just can't because the other shows are made for kid broadcasting. Even Spectacular Spider-Man. Those other shows are made for kid broadcasting. This takes advantage of the fact it's on streaming. So when people bleed, you see them bleed.
Yes.
People get stabbed, you see them get stabbed. You fucking gangs and gun violence. It's a freaking B plot of this season.
Yes.
And it's like, yeah, this is going to places like the other Spider-Man mediums couldn't go to because they had to be on kid networks and we can actually, because a lot of those comics can be really adult and we can actually focus on those adult like stories, and an animated Spider-Man show, which I'm like, oh, finally, this is awesome.
And like you brought up with the gangs, it's like in worse off shows that would have been a poor narrative, but that narrative carried the entire time and comes and loops fully in the end, and it does a really good job of still keeping value to the story, even though you think at certain points, okay, how long, what is this going to relate to? It's like it all comes full circle, and the threads still matter because you have this is part of his friend group, and it all kind of reverberates back and forth and here and there and carries. Even when Harry Osborn comes in, that in itself also weaves and bends. Then you also have the scientist team that we learn are also in their own way heroes. I love that too, like because you're like, oh, okay, heroes, whatever. But in fact, no, they're not just like scientists. They're heroes. I'm like, oh, that's awesome. It's very. Again, I don't want to be an asshole. Like, oh yeah, it was smart. Like, no, but it is smart. Like, it's like, do you see that all the time? We just went through a ton of Marvel Disney Plus shows that are dog shit, do the same shit over and over, and don't nail it. This nails it. That's
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I love his suit progression. It almost
it constantly changes. I also that intro song fucking slaps, and I love that it changes the because like I miss title cards before like any animated show, and I do like how like the ending of the intro is just a new title card.
It's a new to every time,
and it's like that's awesome.
Absolutely, I like
Makes
that.
me not want to skip the intro, but also I don't skip it anyway because that song's. If you listen,
it's incredible.
I love the full version because like the part where they like I love the lyrics like "Promise is still me, it ain't changed. No, this is the real me," and it repeats. I love that part.
Nice. Hey man.
And also it makes use of the old Spider-Man theme in that.
Yes,
too.
absolutely, integrated it well. I like the fact that by the end, because I'm like the whole time I'm like all of this is again the other reason why it's like the introductions mattered and like trying to like this should have been worked on a little more, given time to bake a little more, because by the end I like how by the end when he has this like the suit that we see on the right side of the screen here, it fits with the world like it actually fits with this animation, like with the fluidity of the animation and the tone of the world. Like it actually fits well. Like I think as much as his kid suit or his early suit is cool, it was part of the thing that it fits, but it's because the animation style is like so jerky that at times it didn't fit.
I love his first handmade suit. I hope that's like an alt in like the new Spider-Man 3 to the PS6 game.
PS6. I guess that's probably true, isn't it? 2027?
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck. Oh my god. Yeah, again, this handles dynamics very well. Just human dynamics well, friend dynamics well. The combat is great. Like, I wasn't expecting to say that in the beginning. But the combat is good. Like, not just good, but great. You feel the hits that he takes. You feel the fucking damage.
It makes use of that comic book, that comic book.
Yeah, no, and that's the other thing. Is like, once he gets into that suit and he's actually fighting, it's like, oh my god, this really does fit. Like, I thought once he gets into the suit, it's like, oh, and the fights happen, and you get that comic, like, impact, and you get the comic, like, I was like, this is great.
Also, the beginning trick, the beginning kind of tricked me a little bit, because I was like, the spider that bites him comes from a fucking portal. I'm like, some Spider-Verse shenanigans going on?
Yeah, exactly. Right?
Or I know Sony had, if Sony had something to do with this, we'd know about it.
We would know.
And it's like, we would know this is connected to Spider-Verse or not. They would have to sell that as, like, that too, because, and it's like, what the fuck's going on here? And it's like, it's by the time you get to the last episode, it's like, I love when you get to the realization of time loops. And, like, time travel things where it's like, it's set up in the beginning, like, that was weird. And it's like, oh no, that was a time travel thing the whole time. Like, ooh.
He wouldn't be Spider-Man without Spider-Man.
Yeah, he's his own grandfather.
Yes.
I love that.
Absolutely. I like the fact that his father's still alive in this. Like that a lot. So we'll see how that goes. I just like that concept because it kind of shakes up the same old.
Yeah, because another thing about like the Spider-Man, like the other Spider-Man cartoons are like, they have it's like Peter Parker is usually just like he is but like. Fuck, what am I trying to say? The Disney Plus shows make Peter Parker just kind of this big like loser, but he's surrounded by like friends and stuff. His life is not losing. It's kind of the same thing here, but like also there's a morality aspect to it. Cause I was wondering if there was, but like you later get to like, cause he has all this power, but like he can be whatever he wants to be, but like he chooses to be a good guy. But like it show, but like his own like. The other shows, even Spectacular Spider-Man, doesn't his morality only changes if he gets a black suit. And this one, his morality changes because he has a mentor that's kind of corrupting him in a bit. Where it's like, Osborn is like, he's like, well, great power comes great respect. And that almost corrupts him during the fight with Scorpion. And like, okay, I like that morality spin on it.
Absolutely.
Finally.
Absolutely.
It's like, because usually it takes a black suit to change his morality. Like, no. Like, if he, like, he's lost as Spider-Man is like, and his mentor is like kind of corrupting him in a way.
Yeah, and bummer for the guy that our secondary plot line who gets that chemical on him. He's fucked, or he will be a villain probably, or
Tombstone.
Villain. Tombstone, yes.
Yeah. Because Tombstone is like he's a regular villain in the Spider-Man comics. He's a mob boss in Spectacular Spider-Man. He's badass.
And it looks like they're kind of pushing him to be, because he's very confident by the end of this.
Well, that's the thing about this adaptation. It's weird because like he's on Spider-Man's side for the most part, and it seems like his transformation is very slow. So like either by like the next season or season 3, he's like, it's going to be a tragic turn once he like turns on Spider-Man.
Right.
But right, like I was surprised by the end of this season, even after he got his powers, he's like he's been recruited for Web and stuff. It's like okay. Because like also he's in Spider-Verse.
That was, by the way, I like the way that it's like he's still a young Spider-Man, so he's not. This is just brief in the beginning, but like, and this is pretty much all I have left. But he's in the hallway, I believe. No, the stairwell of Oscorp, and he changes into a suit then, and I'm like, it's a terrible idea. What are we doing? And like, of course, and it's like, no, that makes plus Osborn already knew, but it's like, if he needed.
No, he didn't know at that point. That's how he found out.
But that's how he found out because he was still looking. He had a sense that it could have been him.
Well, that's what I always think about. Like, every Spider-Man adaptation is like, why are these superheroes that try to keep an identity? It's like, are they like do they check if there's like no security cameras here before they change?
Exactly.
And because like I always think about realistically, if I had to keep a super agenda, it was like, where can I go where there's a complete privacy?
You'd be fucked in Baltimore because like there's very few like areas after a certain.
I mean, like businesses keep outdoor cameras. You never know where those around.
Yeah.
Or and I feel like if you're a superhero, people are gonna try to follow you anywhere. It's like as soon as you hit the last person that witnessed you hit the corner, they're probably gonna check that corner.
Of course.
Yeah.
And phones are everywhere. Don't forget that
yeah.
too. Yeah, you're fucked.
And like because also the ending, the last episode when he's like talking to I forgot the girl's name. To the golf girl, and he's talking to her in the alleyway, and his mask off there, and you see through the angle they're at they're in plain sight where cars are going by. Like, am I seeing this?
This is horrible. Yeah, this was like horrible positioning. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like put that fucking mask on, boy.
Yeah,
he's just
like you might as well just out yourself at this point. You know, J. Jonah Jameson is gonna have a problem at all because he's not. It's not gonna be a big fucking reveal. But yeah.
And I'm like, dude, because like you're lucky it's just her, because anybody can like walk in that alley.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I'm expecting somebody just walk in there to take a piss. What are you gonna do then?
Yeah. This is It was good to see that again. We just got out of X-Men '97 last year, and here we are with this. Here, I know Disney said Disney Animation isn't going to be doing it, but obviously I think Marvel Animation will still be going in some way, shape, or form. I don't know how they contracted out to who they contracted out to, but I'm sure there's still going to be something.
I think their special effects team working on some of this stuff, probably.
Yeah, it's like, because it's an offshoot. It's not Disney.
We're supposed to get Marvel Zombies this year, too.
Right. So, but I'm wondering if we are just going to get a tone down anyway, because they're kind of going away from it. Of course, the things that are successful, I'm sure they're keeping, but, in general, new stuff, I'm guessing.
This has already been confirmed for season 3. They greenlit season 3.
That's right. I'm sorry.
Even before the show aired. I guess
that's right. We were talking about because we saw the first episode. We're like, why the fuck did they approve season 3? And by the end of this, we're like, holy shit, they approved season 3. Thank God.
Yeah.
So
I guess because the test science enjoyed it because again those first episodes were not the first 2.
They were
really
herky jerky.
Yeah.
That was bad, man. You gotta fix. I understand you don't want to give them the budget.
This show turned from 0 to 100 real quick though.
Literally.
Also, best bookend to a season I've seen in a while. It's also it's a weird because the way it bookends, it feels like one of those bookends where it's they're where if they're not confident they're gonna get another season, you can settle on this. Yeah. Even though they already
there's a you're leaving out the thing, but it's still He's still been. He's being Spider-Man. He is. The actions are moving.
I like that bookend where it's the cliffhangers are throughout a montage, and then you bookend after that, right. Which I prefer because sometimes seasons of shows will bookend and then cliffhanger come back. Absolutely. Next season. A lot of shows just do that, and it's it left me with a happy feeling.
Well, that's what a lot of
it was extremely triumphant.
Well, that's what Spider-Man and a lot of heroes used to do. It's Saturday morning cartoons would never end on a note like that. It will always be, you know, something cliffhanger.
Come back.
Yep.
What's up next?
Yep. So, great job with that with Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. It has completely changed course on how I see Spider. And again, you know what's fun? You know what's funny? Like, what's funny is like this completely changed my perception. Like, the whole time I'm like, no, Sony should keep Spider-Man because they need Spider. And like, this is the first time I'm dead. Like, this is the very first time that I thought, holy shit, what if they did just get Spider-Man? And like, because like technically, even though Disney clearly doesn't want to, like, Disney's iffy in general with everything Marvel, but you got the right team for Spider-Man. You did a really good job with Spider-Man. And maybe this is a false flag, but it's like, man, if you did, though, like, it would probably be fucked up. But Sony's done much more fucking up at a higher cost. And I trust this storyline more than anything Sony would do by themselves.
Well, I can tell you why that changed, because, like, they were on a high horse with Spider-Man, like, Sony. Like, they had, like, Spider-Verse was really doing good. They had those fucking games. Right now, we have that, like, Villains verse that just ended, because that was a terrible year last year with those, what, 3 movies? Or 2? It was 2 movies.
3 movies.
3 movies. It was fucking 3 movies.
Madam Web.
Even that Venom one wasn't hitting.
Venom and Kraven.
And, like, we got massive delays for the new Spider-Verse, where it's, like, we're holding out hope that it's still happening. We got, like...
Everything keeps... Yeah,
those fucking... The DLCs for Spider-Man 2 just got canceled, and we don't know when the hell Spider-Man 3 is even going to come out.
Spider-Verse? Oh, we don't...
Spider-Man... I'm sorry, Spider-Man the game.
We don't know when Spider-Man 3 is coming out, and we don't... Like, things have shifted in the past, like, 3 months of 2025.
Because those DLC's been canceled.
We don't know when Spider-Man 3, the game's coming, and we don't know what the fuck's happening with Spider-Verse, because the only things... It keeps getting worse. What I said back...
Because apparently Sonic's supposed to be working on a Wolverine game at the same time, too. We don't know... We have... The only other shit we got about that is from the leaks.
And it doesn't help that the Insomniac creator fucking left just now. He's like, I'm done.
Yeah, I'll leave too. My shit got doxxed.
But that was before that was like well after the docs.
I know. I'm not saying that's the reason.
But just I know, yeah, but like, yeah, you know, penis size. Why is that in the information? Yeah, like it's a bad omen because his leadership, just a tangent here, his leadership was so smart that it took them through many different IP and franchises that you would not that are uniquely Insomniac, and they vibe very well with what Insomniac does.
Yeah, it makes you wonder like if the studio is the same, because like a studio that's really not the same right now is I really loved was Platinum Games, and like a bunch of those fucking leaders left, and it's like whenever I see Platinum Games, it's like, is that a lot of question mark. What's up? Yeah, like that's not the Platinum Games. That's just a bunch of dudes that work on stuff. It's just a bunch of dudes. Like especially when you see a studio where most of the people leave, it's just like it should just like that's not the studio name. You just say by a bunch of dudes.
That's not Rockstar Games. That's just GTA Online Studio plus GTA.
No, just a bunch of dudes. That's it.
Bunch of dudes.
Yeah, a bunch of dude studios.
Probably a bunch of dudes. So let's talk about that.
Actually, that's a catchy name for a studio. We're keeping that. Copyrighted. Patent pending. Don't take it.
Talking about that. ScreenBlastPodcast.com.
Brought to you by a bunch of dude studios.
This has been the February wrap up.
Fuck it. This has been the bunch of dudes podcast.
Totally.
Shit, I gotta check that name stick.
We still need to work on Cowcast, motherfucker. We are screwed.
Cowcast is dead.
Cartoon Chat, Toon Talk, Screen Blast and Blasting Trouble Reports, ScreenBlastPodcast.com or Screen Blast Podcast on YouTube. Go there, find it. Guys, appreciate you for watching. This has been a monthly wrap up. See you next month. Toodles.
Logging out, everybody.